Ms. Gonzalez is here, Ms. Iglesias is here, Mr. Knickerbocker is here, I'm sorry, Major Knickerbocker is here, and Ms. Ortiz is not here, so we have quorum. All right, we could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And if you could please remain standing for a short moment of silence in lieu of prayer. Thank you. Please be seated. And I'm sorry, Kelvin, I got you and Omar and Officer Amador. And then, ma'am, sir, public comments, the floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mrs. Bravo, and this is my colleague, Dr. Mitchell, and we come from Spanish Lake Elementary School. Together, we have over 67 years of teaching experience, but we have something special. We have a special bond. We're both mothers of both military veterans, and both of them are graduates from one from the Naval Academy, one is from West Point. So I say, go Navy, and she says, beat Navy. Go Army. But we have a very passion, not just for because our boys are in the military, it's because you guys are the predecessors, the ones that really got this country to where it is, and it continues to continue to have that freedom and those liberties that we all enjoy today. And with that said, we have this wonderful little activities that we're doing with our students in our school, where we try to instill with them what Veterans Day really means. It's not a day off from school or from work, which is what most of the children think it is. It's not. So what we're doing is we're showcasing all of our parents who have served or currently serving, a lot of their family friends that also serve, and making a gallery where we honor all those veterans. But we also wrote some extra letters to the veterans here from our community. So we're going to deliver those letters that those children did to you so that you could help us to get those to those veterans, because they really need that and more, because every day is a great day to thank a veteran. And that's why we're here.
Oh, it's wonderful. Yeah, great. Can you please repeat your names again?
Okay, my name is Ileana Bravo, I-L-I-A-N, Bravo. And this is Dr. Evelyn Mitchell. And her son is actually right now stationed, you said it's
in South Korea. He's actually an artillery officer. He's stationed at Joint Base Lewis McChord in Washington State, but now he's on a 9-month rotation in South Korea.
And my oldest son is actually now in Jacksonville, Florida, where he is his flight commander of his crew, but he's also now a flight instructor. They fly the Cyan P-8, correct? That's what they do. My youngest one is also in the service,
And
but
you
he's
are
a reservist.
the father?
The father.
Yeah, of her.
Slash
Yeah,
photographer.
okay.
The father slash photographer, and that's
Okay.
what I say, our youngest son is also in the military, but he is in the Coast Guard reservist, but he serves his community with the VSO firefighter and paramedic department.
You passed some of these out at Veterans Day
Last
year.
Yeah, I actually came.
You came to
and
the
we had
ceremony.
two children that
Right.
stayed with
Yeah.
the ceremony because they saw the whole parade.
Right.
I want them to see the live experience. A lot of these children don't get that opportunity. And unless we're out there and advocating this to them and their families, we don't know. So I've been spearheading this with Dr. Mitchell this year, because I'll be retiring this year.
Okay.
And I'm trying to pass the baton to her.
Oh,
And she's
wonderful.
gonna have
All
to
right.
stay there for 4 more years, right? 4 more
Okay.
years. And then we want to really get the children to understand them as well as their parents. So I always invite them and I tell them, it's extra credit, you're gonna get an extra credit. Hey, you're gonna video type yourself, and you're gonna tell me what is the true meaning of this holiday.
Oh, nice.
And tell me what you enjoyed about it. And there you're gonna get to meet real life veterans and you're like, really? Yes, it's not something that you just see in a book. And you know, veterans are the real heroes. They're not those fake ones with those tapes, boys and girls. The real hero is the one that goes out there and you risk their lives to save you and protect you and everything that you live for. And we're having such an influx right now in our schools because they're coming from all over the borders. Every day, we just got numbers today, just in my grade level, we have over 57 kids coming in, crossing the border. I go, ask them why they're coming. Ask their parents why they're coming. Because America stands for liberty, they didn't come free. And that's what we try to teach to our children.
That's absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for taking that on. And Dr. Mitchell, thank you for continuing the great work. Yeah, that's great.
So I'm
Thank you
gonna
for
go
your
ahead.
service.
Yes, absolutely. So we're gonna hand
Okay.
deliver these and please get those to them. And what I did is I put a little note in the back if they could email pictures of
Oh,
themselves
okay.
with the kids' letters because they will love to see them.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, thank you very much then.
Can we take a quick picture of Dr. Mitchell? I gotta get that to my principal.
And you'll be here on Sunday?
I will be here, Dr. Mitchell will be here. And we're hoping that
You'll get to
more
see,
family and children will
you'll
be
get to
with
see
us.
our food.
You'll see our banner. We'll be there with our.
We probably have room for everybody.
Oh, that would be great.
Come
More
on,
than
get the
memory.
gang up here.
More than memory. Oh, thank you.
And we'll let you hold these.
Oh. Okay. Here, come on, mommy. Now when I retire, I have more extra time. And I'll be. What, I know about this because I was in the Boy Scouts at Later Lakes and they always participated in the parade.
You'd be great.
So I was with Sean.
Yeah, 10 people in the front.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
And somebody has music going on.
Hello.
All right.
Yes, we just started.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you for your service.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, these, I think I told you
Well,
last
you
year.
love the ones
Yeah, I had got,
that.
yeah, they,
We're keeping it clean, boys and girls.
How are you? Everybody's here. Everybody's here.
I know. And they had these. I grabbed a couple sort of stuff. And when I got out to where I was going, I was
Hey, I want one of
Dear
those.
soldier. And it said, I hope you come back in one piece.
I want it.
It had this stick figure all blown up. And it says, "Thank Yeah. Oh, my goodness. All right, thank you very much, ladies, sir. Thank you.
Hey, okay, there we go. All right, yeah, now we got, yeah, oh, yeah, I felt pretty good. I just didn't want to wave to anybody. Yeah, all right, so Pedro is here.
My wife Chris is here.
What I'd like to, I'm sorry, what I'd like to do is kind of keep it moving. We have we had public comments, order of business, deferrals, additions, deletions. What I'd like to do, if you don't mind, is I'll put the parade number 1, because we have a number of folks from outside the committee that are specifically parade. That way we can go through the parade, and then when we're finished, we can finish up with our veterans business. So 7A will become parade, which is currently 7C, Veterans Parade Update. So C, we'll move C to A, and then we'll just move A to C. So the 9/11 thank you notes will go to become C. So. All right, and if you look. I don't know if any of you had the opportunity to look at the minutes from the last meeting. They're very detailed in large part because there were a whole bunch of motions. We were motioning and voting and You might remember, we had a lot of, that was the non-negotiables, that was that meeting. So all of those have been captured in the minutes, everything that we voted on. Yeah, so if there's no edits, then I make a motion to accept the minutes as entered.
Second.
Okay, so I made the motion, Mike made the motion, and Mario, you seconded. Mhm. You got this for the minutes? All right, we got it. So I made the motion, you seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the minutes are accepted. I'm doing the same thing. Okay. So, we'll go right into the parade. And we don't have any notes as such, but
Page 7.
we can use, I was gonna say, if we go to page 7, then that kind of details, what we spoke about with the parade, but that's mostly administrative things. With regard to you guys being here, we just start up from the beginning of the parade. Everybody's meeting at 8:30 at the, right there at Calpins and 67th. I'm getting a nod from everybody.
Renee's not here. Renee Garcia.
I was told,
Erased it when.
I'm sorry?
No, he's on there.
Yeah.
This is from last year, sorry. That's just for reference for only one
Yeah.
of, he's like, I had,
I'm sorry, Lourdes?
I think Isle told me to be around 7:30 for the volunteers.
Oh, really?
and then lineup was taking place at 8,
Well, I know the registration
or
begins
the
at
line.
and that's where they're handed the number. They're going to be where they in the group that they're going to be in and the number that they're going to be in that group.
Okay. Now, the parade starts at 10. Previously, we had lined up at 8:30. So are we doing something else? We're lining up at 8 or registering at 8?
8 was my understanding. That's what we told the participants. That's what they were told last year. But 8 a.m.
Calvin, and what do you guys, Omar, you guys are the vehicle people. I told the Jeep guys, the 25 Jeeps rolling in to be there at 8:30, which I thought that was what we had discussed, 8:30 is the lineup time. But is that not what we historically done, 8:30?
Well, actually, what happened is, we used to drive on the vehicle, so we usually go early.
Right,
to
right.
Get out.
Yeah.
So yes, we were early there, but.
Normally at 8 o'clock, we would pick up the vehicles from
Right.
the auto mall.
Right, but we don't have to do that. We have drivers and vehicles.
Now, what happened last year is that those Jeeps showed up super late.
Oh,
They
really?
showed up at 9:30.
Correction, can I say something? When we got there was nobody to represent, to get them out. They were on the fifth floor. And then some of them were without gas. So it
Oh.
took a lot of, there were 5 of us,
Right,
and it was a very difficult.
Yeah.
That was Miami Lake Automobile. This year, we don't have.
Yeah.
It's a Jeep.
No, we don't have it. They're
I'm not sure what
driving.
happened.
They drive
No,
them.
yeah, last year they were driving
It
them
was
too.
a-
They drive them.
okay, so because we have a lot of moving parts, we'll just kind of start from the very beginning and then just walk through the parade. That seems like a good way of doing it, yeah. So the registration or time of people registering, Nancy, you're heading that up, right? And did we ever get the signs, the sandwich board signs that we had voted to put money and Isle was gonna get them?
I don't believe we have the printouts yet.
That basically said,
Right, the ones that are
Registration.
going on the already existing.
On the-
I
on the
don't believe we
circuit
have them yet. No.
Just in case,
yeah,
about the stage, I did the sign, so at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'll be putting in the stake and plus the,
okay. You guys are closing it off at 6:30. 6:30 in the morning is when the road's being closed off,
Right,
I think.
right.
That's what
They, we did the route on Tuesday with them, and they'll be coming out ready to close. And then closing it completely off is a little bit later.
Oh, it is.
Just dropping it off.
Okay.
The red one.
I'm sorry, so Nancy, registration, do you have volunteers or people, how many people did you need last year?
I was told it was gonna be
Next
just
Saturday.
me this Saturday.
Oh, no.
Doing registration.
No.
Saturday.
And
I
Lourdes,
leave it next Saturday.
do we have people for volunteering, for the volunteers that we had the other day? How many were there total?
Isn't it like, even with the voting?
We were
Yeah,
also
we
going
have
to have 6,
Mhm.
but we have,
We have 1
12.
Oh.
Some extra kids came in and we let them.
Oh.
So we have, in total, we have 12.
Gosh, I thought we had like 50, 100 kids last year.
Yeah, but we didn't use them all. So
Right.
this year, we didn't recruit all of them because they were just gonna stand around.
Oh, okay.
So we did have more from Barbara Goldman,
Right,
but they pulled out. So the ones that showed up from Barbara Goldman the other day
Yeah.
were 8 of them, and 4 are from employees from the city. So
Oh,
in
okay.
total, we have 12, but pretty much 2 of them are extra, and she put them with me.
oh, okay,
But
Because
if she
Nancy-
needs, I can put one with her.
okay. Nancy is hoping that the people from her public safety committee will be able to fill in as additional bodies on the registration desk, but you haven't confirmed that yet.
So just now, I didn't know you needed them,
Okay.
so.
No,
So
I
there's a
didn't know
couple
because
that-
I didn't have nothing to do with the registration. I know Nancy was handling registration, I'm
Right.
handling volunteers. I do have help for me, I'm bringing help, but I have 2 extra volunteers
Okay,
in case somebody needs.
because that meant, because we assume registration was closed off really early this year.
Yeah,
I'm
that
sorry.
was,
Yeah.
Do we need volunteer? Because my wife, told me that, they had like honor student from, I don't know.
Barbara
I'm
Goldman,
talking, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm calling her now.
Um,
And, they would like to, they need the,
hours.
correct.
Yeah, but we don't.
We don't need
The
them.
people that,
No.
no, they don't need. Okay, no, never mind.
We're
Okay.
set.
Okay, so, I'm sorry, go ahead, Nancy.
I just want to clarify. If you have more than one person checking off people, it's helpful time-wise, but then we're gonna need several lists. Somebody's gonna have some checked off. You're gonna have too many lists. I think one is good.
One?
What I will do is contact them. There's 1 or 2 guys, most of the time I can depend on them.
But I'm gonna be there with you, no?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be sitting with
Right.
you, because I'm gonna be
Yeah.
doing the.
You
numbers.
did that
And I'm
after you
thinking of
came
George.
over, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking of George.
Now, one of the issues this year is that in years past, we have taken registration until right at the very end. We were adding them when we were here Saturday evening. This year, they did it a bit differently and they closed registration. So those people that are interested in being in the parade but haven't signed up will likely all show up on Sunday morning. And I don't know how many that will be, but what was the final count that we have of people that have signed up in groups?
so for, well,
Not
for,
numbers of people, but groups.
so for
Yeah,
groups,
units,
right. The last time I checked, it was outside of mayor and council, we have 40
So,
specific like.
yeah, so 2019, I think we had 44 signed up. And then last year we had 51 signed up. Before the parade, we ended up with 86. So if last year is any indication, we have about 20, 25 people that show up the day of. For example, the fire department is sending their people over, a ladder truck and a couple of vehicles, but they didn't sign anything. They just said, hey, we'll be there at 8:30 with our truck.
And it should be clear that anybody that comes late is going to the end of the parade.
Oh, yeah, that's,
Well, Gary had a thought about that only because the registration was, we made a decision, well, a decision was made to end, to close registration. So all those people that work in pairs with the Girl Scouts, with the brownies, with the, whatever, the Weeblos, the Cub Scouts, what ends up happening is that's what we said before. We said, oh, you guys are late to the end of the line. They're like, hey, listen, I have one kid that's in this group. I got another kid over here. I mean, I can't be in both places.
if we say.
So we ended up putting them together, even though the official thing was you're at the end of the line, it was very difficult to do because the brownies say, well, we're always with the Girl Scouts. What do you mean the end of the line? So then, and then the mom will say, I gotta pick my daughter up when they finish. I can't be waiting at the end of the line for these people to come through. So we ended up having to flex it, and that's you guys, I think, right? You guys
So
did
we
that?
started putting in there like
Oh,
40B, 40C.
yeah, that's what we did, right?
We said
Okay.
registration closes October 31st. Well, when does October 31st end? What time?
Midnight.
Well, thank you. So in the afternoon, I went, 6 o'clock, I went to register one on one count. Poof. The link was gone, removed.
Yeah.
And I couldn't register the young Marines either.
Mhm. Yeah, I think you mentioned that there was some difficulties,
And
but
I don't know
anyway,
how many others.
yeah, at this point, we're
So
kind
that's
of,
not their fault.
Yeah.
To be put at the end of the line.
yeah. That's a good point. But we
No,
wouldn't,
but even without that, they come year after year and they're like, we don't want to go to the end of the line. Every year, we're with these people.
Yeah,
Like
so-
Mike said.
having said that,
You have to realize a lot of people, parents work, let's say, UROTC, parents work. They
But
come
Gary,
from work and what-
Eric, I'm sorry, excuse me, I think you're right. It was closed a bit prematurely. However, we're stuck with what we have. We have 3 days until the parade. But so the notion that the official line being, we put them at the end, we know practically speaking that that doesn't work. So Nancy,
I'm gonna move, so you
Yeah,
don't
please,
keep
yeah.
turning around.
so,
I'm part of this group. I'll be part of the group. Thank you.
so Nancy, if it's okay, you remember what Kelvin was saying last year? We did 40 A, B, C, D, and then we were writing in the margin F, L, whatever. So-
Sidewalk.
Yes, ma'am. So is that is that acceptable for everybody? That we're gonna do the same thing this year?
Better so
Yeah.
that we don't have to, not argue, discuss with the person and then get into it, and say, well,
They
it's
say,
a
hey,
no.
we're,
Right.
And then we're
yeah,
gonna have problems.
yeah, we're with troop
Let's
630.
work as much
Yeah.
as we
And then you
can
just say,
with that
okay, great, go
idea,
ahead.
ABC.
But the key is gonna be making sure that Mr. James, sorry, Lieutenant Colonel James has the list to accurately read when they come in.
Yeah,
And
well,
then Kiki is gonna read here, right? She traded
Oh,
with
just
Nicole.
want
Yeah.
to,
So she's gonna, when they come in, she said, oh, yeah, I'll do that. So Nicole is gonna be the regulator of the speed of the parade, and then Kiki will be calling when they come through. You had something you wanted to add?
No, I was gonna give her on the phone if,
I
in the meeting.
I will have.
I'm sorry, Nicole.
I have to work this weekend.
Oh, so you won't be able to do that? All right,
And it's like a big minute for my unit.
okay. Okay. So we need to find somebody, yep.
The list that we're talking about having, wait, I'm
So
sorry.
it's this list,
I
yes.
just got it, so give me a second.
Well, that's why.
So-
It's like
It's last year's. Are we gonna?
Or we'll have a
work
list
with
just
it?
like that.
But I'm sorry, Jonathan.
Yep.
You're gonna provide an updated list. Well, we're not updating it anymore. We've closed registration. So anybody that contacts town hall now is being told just show up the day of, or?
No, since we hadn't had this line of meeting, we were sort of saying, yeah, no problem, and putting onto this list.
Oh, you're putting them on anyway?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, we close it at 6 P.M. just because it was business hours and that's when people would be able
Yeah.
to close off the list itself. I do see how that could be
Hmm.
limiting to some extent, but we got maybe 6 to 8 saying, hey.
Since then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And they just wrote you directly rather
Yeah,
than
yeah.
trying to use the online form? But-
Is that-
Okay, I'm sorry, Gary, what did you do for the groups that you had? Because Jonathan said he was able to
Boy
insert.
Scouts, I wrote to Isle and she put them in.
Oh, okay.
Then the young Marines, I told them to
Oh,
come with
okay.
us, because I had it,
Okay,
a large group anyway,
All
they
the-
want to be with.
okay, I'm sorry.
So
Go ahead.
is the current list available now?
This is it.
That's it,
I
but I
can-
mean on paper so that we can have it when we get at the location and then start making things and is
No, it'll be ready
just
once,
the
once we
registration
figure out
gonna
the
have the
lineup.
list?
Well,
Right.
you're not taking any more now. The list is closed.
Right now, it's not, 'cause right now it's the line.
So we can do the lineup.
Yeah.
But typically in the past, we've had a kind of a big spreadsheet to work with. It was basically that, but on a bigger printout.
Right, so for some reason, the printer's been giving all of us, hell, especially with Excel, cutting down worksheets and different parts of the document, so all we have right now is the digital copy.
Because,
I think we can work with
because
that.
what we do, and I'll speak for you guys, because I, see one, do one, teach one. What we did previously is we had this big list, we wrote out section 1 through 6, and then we said, okay, we need cheerleaders. So if there was 5 cheerleaders, every group got a cheerleaders. Then we said we need a marching band. Then we made sure that every group had a marching band, so we split them up. And we had Boy Scouts, we split them up, but we found out after the fact they like to be together, so we kind of grouped like things together and then split the other ones up into the various groups
Well,
with the bigger equipment pieces to the end. Save the police, do we know what they want to do with their cars? Do they want to put them in individually or all one?
They said whatever you guys
Okay.
want, they're open with.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you typically we want
Yeah, so can we do that this
want,
evening?
Either a band. or
We,
a group of scouts
I do have
To
the,
lead a section.
I do have the organizations and their categories.
Yeah, as long as the troop family, they can be in one, and another troop family can be in another,
Yeah.
that's no problem. They don't have to be together.
I'd like to recommend that we, like, this is a great list, but let's say we get to a point, let's say number 7, Barbara Goldman cheerleading, and they've got another group and we gotta squeeze them in. We can double space.
Yeah, double space.
Between, if we do have to squeeze
Right, that's
somebody
a good
in,
idea.
especially the
It's a
ABCDs.
spreadsheet, so it should be easily done.
But I'm saying, are you suggesting that now we stand up there and then just tell you and you'll move them around?
Well, it's,
Because I don't know, I don't think we need the whole committee for that. Nope. Yeah, we could do
No.
that.
that could have been a special call, that was more or less.
I mean, we just go to a special
That's
call, we just come out, we do
Sunshine, yeah.
administrative work. But what we did last year was we did it on Saturday, but you
It's
guys,
always been that way.
you guys are gonna be at a wedding, so. Is that right?
It's gonna be in a wedding, I'm not gonna be.
Oh, okay. And then, I'm sorry, Colonel James, are you gonna be around that day? Because
I will.
you were very instrumental in being able to identify the
Yeah.
military group.
That's why I thought this was gonna be
Yeah,
on
that's
Saturday.
right. I mean, we
Yeah,
could do
usually
it.
that's
We
what we
could
do.
knock it out, but we have some other business to do. So why don't we just go through the parade?
Yeah.
And then we'll find out if we have any gaps, and then we'll come back. If we have time, we can maybe stay around and do this. If not,
Or we can meet,
Yeah.
can you do Saturday?
I thought we were gonna meet Saturday.
Okay.
We usually
Okay.
meet Saturday. 'cause
Yeah, all right.
we divide
It'll
the-
be,
all right.
we don't need about 2 or 3 people.
yeah, right, I remember, yeah. So Saturday, we'll just meet again, maybe here in the conference room at, I don't know, 1, 2 o'clock, something like that, or is that
It's
too?
up to you. Whatever time. My schedule is pretty,
How's that sound, Omar? How's that?
My schedule's pretty open.
2 PM is good?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, 2 PM on Saturday to flesh out the list.
Question you, I'm sorry, you know what we need the list is to be alphabetical order. It will be a lot easier, to signing people.
Okay, which will be different from the lineup?
It will, yeah, well, it will be alphabetical order.
So
I
just
need
a
the name.
check-in list, you mean?
Yeah, we can,
In
yeah, because
alphabetical, and then we can.
we had like 3 pages that I had to go through each one, I went to find out the
Yeah.
person, and sometimes they tell me one name and then it was under
Oh,
another
right,
name.
yeah,
So I think alphabetical order will be easier to.
okay. And are you gonna be available on Saturday,
That's what I
Jonathan?
think.
You got a
I'll-
spreadsheet, you ought
I'll
to be
make
able to
myself
sort it in alphabetical order, and you ought to be able to do it by their code
Correct.
number.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And then we had bands. How do we identify these folks previously? When we signed them up last year, we signed them up and then we gave them a sheet of paper that had a number on it.
Yes.
Nancy, we had a sheet of paper with a number on it.
I don't know.
When we did the registration, they came in,
Right.
they gave you the name and then you gave them a number. Oh, I think Omar, you were involved.
Yeah, I was
That was
doing,
in the
writing
parade, I
them.
don't think-
You would write a number, but it would be this
I think
number
that
here.
was Physically, as they
Yes.
lined them up, they
Yeah,
gave them
now-
a number to put
Yeah.
in their windshield.
Yeah, it would be these numbers.
Right.
So whatever number that we had them sequentially, and then their groups, so then we would just give them that number. And then they would know when they went to the parking lot where they were supposed to be standing, who they were supposed to get behind.
And then, of course, your A, Bs, and Cs.
Yeah.
Are gonna get there's a
Like,
56.
they'll get a 30A, 30B.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
All right, so that's the registration. We don't know about the signs. We don't know if they are coming or they're not coming.
I actually, I don't know that I remember, when we were in the, non-essentials versus, or non-negotiables. I don't remember that, was the vote taken for the signs?
I'm sure that,
So that if it wasn't, then it should be taken care of. More of the logistical ordering stuff has been on Isle's side. She has a spreadsheet of all her orders and.
Okay, but if it hasn't been, Omar, you said you're gonna have your tried and true. And then is that the numbers for the parking lot? Because Nancy, you had suggested the cones with a stick and the number.
Right.
But how did we do it last year? We just hung something?
Stakes? wooden
The same
stakes?
stakes.
Yeah, wouldn't stick, yeah, I still have one.
Okay, and can we get, I know you always say, hey, whatever, but that's what everybody says. But can you give us the receipt? We're trying to, make sure that
Oh,
we get.
no, I didn't receive because it's okay, you email you the receipt and that.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
but I had this in the car, I had the stage and I had the sign, I have everything.
Just return them, then buy them again, get the receipt and give us the receipt. Okay, so that's the registration. We give out the numbers, we've lined everybody up, and then the honor guard is going to take off from Calkins to the theater. And then you get a little bit of a nod, okay, go ahead and go early, so that, you know, everybody's not, because you have to do, you know, some movements there. And that will be at 10 o'clock on the dot. We did formally, we had issue last year that was identified when people were performing, because as they march, they stop in front of the grandstand where the families are. They do, the Karate Kids do their thing, the cheerleaders twirl, and then everybody else keeps marching. And then they get done, and then, you know, they go. By the time you get to the end of the parade, you know, people have been done, they're home, they're watching it on TV, because the rest of the parade is still stopped over here. So what we did was we had somebody last year with a walkie-talkie talking to, they were at the front of the parade and they were talking to the grandstand. Did you have a walkie-talkie or?
I was just gonna ask.
Yeah, no, we had Nancy had walkie-talkies, but the town provided some walkie-talkies.
I'll have brought them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Charging
I
them.
have one.
okay, yeah, so she had walkie-talkies, so,
Who's telling you they got, walkers?
Isle had, there was some from the town, that's
Yeah.
where we got them. Because that's what
Do
Kiki,
yourself a favor,
pardon me?
do yourself a favor,
Yeah.
get as fast as you can to be sure, because I was told we've got some, and I said, well, if my group needs any, well, yeah, they might be over there at Royal Oaks, and then I got to the park on that Halloween.
Right.
And there wasn't enough.
Okay, Jonathan, do you have any sense of whether Isle would have those or?
We haven't been able to, we don't know about any walkie-talkies, like for the Halloween, like Nathan said, for this.
Yeah, she had like 8 in here for the meeting last year. It was.
They go to
like
meet all the
that.
time,
Yeah.
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 I make a suggestion on that.
Well,
I've been to a lot of meetings,
Okay,
and everybody's having the same problem. If you
use your phone? You can say?
No, you can budget yourselves
Oh,
your own
Yeah.
walkie-talkies that you guys control.
right.
If that's even possible, that would help you
Mm.
a lot, because everybody's having the same problem. Nancy's here and
Mhm.
she can attest to that.
Okay, so the go-to, I guess, would be a phone. Unless we get walkie-talkies, we'll just use our phones.
It's kind of hard with a crowd and a band,
Oh,
whatever,
it'd be hard
unless
to-
you put it on.
But the person, you just need a person at the front of the parade to communicate with somebody at the grandstand.
2 GMRS phones out for walkie-talkie.
Thank you. All right, thank you.
So what do you, I'm sorry, Mike, what do you want Kiki to do?
Oh, so
Do the
she,
line or-
no, she's gonna be here at the finish, announcing the groups as they come through. You know, saying the same thing that Colonel James was doing, but she's just gonna kind of, the families that have now moved here and ready to pick up their kids, you know, she'll say, oh, and now comes, you know, Barbara Goldman dance team, a big round of applause, and, you know, people are there that are coming, and then they kind of wave. And then, you know, the next group that comes in, oh, it's the Sea Scouts, and then everybody gets the same applause.
Oh, wait, if she's doing that, who's got the little stop sign thing?
It was Nicole, but now we need somebody else to step in and do that. And basically it requires walking at the front of the parade. And every time the grandstand people call and say, they're, you know, hold because somebody's performing.
Simple.
Then the front of the parade stops and that person just says, "Er," and so everybody stops. Yeah, that's what Nicole was gonna
Do you
do.
want me to do it? I'll come for that.
You know, we need something, yeah, that'd be
I've never
great,
done
yeah,
it. I just,
yeah. I mean, we,
I'm just going to tell me to do it, and I'm just gonna stop everybody, that's as easy as
okay.
that.
Oh, that.
Is
that was-
that it?
That's
the whole
it, yeah,
job?
that's it.
Okay.
I was gonna volunteer, so.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you know what we can do, excuse me. We're gonna need somebody at the grandstand and we're gonna need somebody at the front of the parade.
If I have a bad ankle, so I can walk less, it's better, but I can walk,
Okay.
whatever. is
So would
better
you
for
prefer to
my-
be at the front of the parade, Martha?
Or do you want to be at the grandstand? What do you want?
Which one walks through less, the one in the grandstand?
Probably the one that walks a bit.
I'll take that one.
Okay. I'll
Oh, but Judy says
It's
she's got,
okay, it's okay.
Oh, that's what you wanted.
no, she just said she had a
No, no,
bad
no.
ankle.
It's okay, I get it.
That is exactly my problem.
So you're
We're
back.
getting old, yeah.
Yeah, you.
I'll be in the
stop
front,
doing
she'll be in
that.
the grandstand.
Yeah.
Just tell me where to be.
So what I'll do with the grandstand?
And then Bill is going to give you each a walkie-talkie
Okay.
that morning. And then you'll just kind of take up your position. Now, you guys post, you go out, you do your presentation of the colors, and then you walk back here to the station. You just come down, Main Street. You're not leading the parade, are you?
We are.
Oh, you lead the parade the
Yes,
whole
we run
way?
the whole thing, yes.
Okay, so when you take off, that's when Judy, who's gonna be kind of dictating things, will take off. And then does the rest of the parade follow you out? And then gives you a respectable distance? Because
Yes.
Omar pointed that out last time. He said, we all waited. and By the time you guys, now you were like a mile in front of everybody. So the rest of the gang, when you get the cue to start walking, they're gonna head out and then they'll stop one road back, which I think is New Barn, right? New Barn Road. It's Calpins and the next one. Then the rest of the gang stopped there while you went forward, did the colors. And then when you got done, then the word went, go ahead and the rest.
Yeah,
of
last year was not
Yeah.
like that. It's the old police car. They're gonna be coming
Yep.
out this year
Right,
with veterans driving it and the veteran family.
okay,
They're gonna be driving and in the car.
okay.
They're the ones that are gonna basically set the pace, I guess.
Oh.
They'll be right behind.
Oh, okay, all right.
And you're gonna do the color guard in front of the reviewing stand, right, where I am, like you did last year?
Yes.
Right on Main Street.
Yeah,
Okay.
Alex,
Hi, everybody. Just a small comment I can make about the walkie-talkies.
yeah.
If you ask the community, people will bring walkie-talkies as long as they get them back.
Hmm,
I have 4 walkie-talkies sitting in a drawer right now at home that I can put them to charge
hmm.
and drop them off at town hall. If you guys are still setting the orders on Saturday, by the way, for those of you that don't
Oh,
know me,
yeah, please, that's,
Yeah.
allow me, this is
Don't-
Alejandro Sanchez, who was a veteran himself, Navy veteran, incurred some injuries actually while on active duty, and is also the past chair of the Veterans Committee. So he said, well, thank you for gracing us with your presence.
No. I know history tells us a lot about this parade. I was chair of the parade for 4 years consecutively and know where the speed bumps are, especially with the cars and all that. But if you ask the community on the Facebook pages, if anybody can bring a walkie-talkie that you label, this walkie-talkie belongs to X person, they'll bring them. The community supports this parade big time.
Thank you, Alex. I think we probably only need 2, I mean, unless there's more, and I don't want to, misspeak, but for currently, I think we need 1 for you, Judy, and 1 for you as well, Martha. But that's a good idea. If we need a few more, then, yeah.
On Saturday, are you still setting the order on Saturday, or is that what you're doing?
Yeah,
right now?
Saturday. No, we're gonna do that on Saturday.
Okay, so Saturday morning, I'll come and I'll drop off 4 walkie-talkies fully charged.
2 in the afternoon.
Two.
In the afternoon, I'll have planned to drop off walkie-talkies.
Oh, great, thank you.
We have the bullhorn also.
Jonathan,
The bullhorn is upstairs.
we do have it,
We do have it.
okay, and we'll need that to be where, so that, we need that at the
By
parade.
registration, but that, at the beginning of the parade, we're gonna need that so that you can start calling off.
So Jonathan, are you here on parade day, or
Oh, yeah.
will you, could you bring down the difficulty will be, you're here at the town hall. A lot of the preparation is being done over on 67th. So then you find yourself caught between 2 places, kind of going back and forth, because the sound guys will be setting up over here, asking you, hey, where do the tables go? And you'll be dealing with, then you'll get the water, and then and then now people over there calling, hey, we need more of the registration sheets, et cetera. So it's gonna be a bit much. If you have a volunteer, I think that might help you.
Isle has, she has a task sheet.
Okay.
Things that everyone needs to take care of, so there really shouldn't be that much
Okay.
running and,
All right. But the bullhorn was one thing that Kelvin mentioned. So in other words, they're gonna show up over there on Sunday morning. You'll be over here with the bullhorn. So that the idea being kind of connecting the 2, so.
Well, we'll be here early.
So come at
Before I get here,
5:30.
bring the bullhorn.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have, hopefully it's not locked upstairs. Last year it was locked. Nobody had the key.
Right, when you can make
trying to
sure.
get a key fixed.
Yeah.
We're gonna have the senior.
Oh, okay.
So it's gonna be.
Oh, that's
great.
When I went right upstairs.
Okay.
The 84 groups of last year, I don't know if this will be simple for you, Nancy, easy or not. All the people that showed up last year, do we have a list and maybe we can gray out the ones that haven't registered? And then on registration day with a highlighter, you can just.
They should be on record. I know.
Well, Jonathan is gonna give us the same list
Yeah,
on
but You know
Saturday.
what he's saying?
Hmm.
Last year's list.
Yeah, which is
Like
this
that.
list.
In black
One of us
font,
made
the
up.
people that registered, in gray font, the people that did not register,
Right.
that can likely show up.
Oh, I see.
And then Archie has to
Oh, and
do
then you
highlight
just,
when they
you
show
just,
up.
oh, and then you can just put them right back in
And you
this
can just put
spot.
them right in
We
the same
don't
spot
know.
last year.
Reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, but that's assuming that we have 4 or 5 marching bands, and we have 4 or 5, because if we don't,
And usually the same one.
yeah.
The marching bands are usually the same ones.
Yeah.
The ones that show or don't show are like.
Well, that's an idea, we could consider that on,
Yeah.
you got that, Jonathan?
I'll
Saying just
have
use
to
this
look for-
list.
Yeah, I don't know about the list versus the actual registration,
Yeah.
versus, you know.
Kelvin was just saying, use this list as the
Yeah, we
registration.
didn't got the list.
And then you basically just check off, we don't have to write them in again.
Yeah, the list.
You know the list, you know where they were last year, they know where they were last year.
Okay. So we've got the parade started off, we go around the corner, we have Judy and Martha regulating the speed, Officer Amador's with the honor guard. Omar and Nancy, you've registered everybody. Kelvin, you've set them up in the parking
Yeah,
lot.
before.
I'm sorry, one more thing, the Jeeps. I'm gonna contact them to stress the importance of being here early, but if they come late, last time was a bit of an issue to get them in. And then we ran into the issue of the placards going around.
Mhm.
Town wants to do it that way again this year. They want to allow people to kind of put the placards. But I think what we should do perhaps is designate the elected officials' cars and put them at the front. So it won't be pick any one of these 25 and they end up going to the last one in the back row. But we could say, here's 12 to pick from, and then they can pick those. And that way they'll all be towards the front of the group. Does that sound fair enough?
Yep.
Rather than just leave it open-ended, we'll just say, hey, pick,
That's
you get, these are the,
exactly-
these are the 10 or 12.
That's
to pick
exactly
from.
what I was gonna say.
They're here.
They have to they have to be parked in section 1 in front of this building.
Yeah.
Towards the north end,
Right.
because from 2/3 back, you have marching bands, you have to move
Yeah,
around.
we
to get them
we
out.
knew that last year.
You can't have car number 1 over
But
here
that's-
and car
that's
number
okay.
2.
We got
way
it
back there.
addressed.
Right there, the western
Yeah.
parking line is there.
Yeah, all right. So we've got the cars and everybody, the police. I don't know, you guys can think about how, last year we put the police specialty cars in with, you know, the different groups, so that each group had, you know, a cool police car. This year, or last year, I think we put them all in the front because they wanted to do it that way. So however, whatever you guys think, we'll just kind of leave it to your discretion in the morning.
We're gonna try to use 67 Avenue.
Yeah, right.
You know, line them up.
Yeah, and that's what we did, which people might remember if you're involved in it next year. And we, on 67th, they closed this side off, you know, the southbound lane. The northbound lane stays open, but they close off 67th. And so we actually had vehicles parked on 67 in advance of the parade. The big vehicles like the helicopter and
Is that
and
coming?
the fire truck. And then when it was their turn, we had somebody say, okay, you know, come on, you're up. And then they just pulled forward rather than trying to go through the traffic on the back streets.
We also have the float.
Mm.
With
Yeah,
a
yeah.
pickup truck.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. Yeah.
I have it.
Yeah. Yeah, the American
Yeah,
Legion
you have.
with some sponsorship dollars.
Yeah.
All right, so let's continue on. So that starts off the parade. We've got the registration, the big vehicles, the monitors, the speed monitors. Mr. James, what are you gonna need when you start doing your announcing and people come up? They're gonna be doing numbers, a name. what do we-
Yeah, I've done it so long that I, know who they are. If they don't have a sign, I just, this is true. 324
Yeah.
Miami Lakes.
Mhm.
Look at those cute kids. Let's give them a hand.
Okay. All
Let
right.
them go.
We did,
Yeah.
we did mention having perhaps a volunteer at the corner of Ludlam and 67 and, well, the road, right next to the lineup. My brain's.
Anyway, the road.
Having one there
Starts from the church.
and one with Charles, a volunteer with Charles, and seeing how they could communicate, if they don't have a sign specifically, they don't have a sign.
Oh,
Okay.
And what you can do if, when they're doing a lineup, it's say, hey, if you have a bio of your group,
Yeah.
take it over to, get one person from your group, take it over to review and stand.
mhm.
And I'll put them in that order. So when they come through, I'll have it.
With their number. They
Right.
put their number. on.
Right.
Okay.
I
And
have,
Nancy, do you remember that from last year, doing something like that? No?
Mm,
Do you remember?
no. But Katie, we're not gonna have the virus, they're gonna say it once.
Yeah, no. She's just gonna look and see the Girl Scouts or the Boy Scouts or the whatever, because they're supposed to. I told them they're supposed to have something that identifies who they are, kind of marching
And then
in
what-
as they walk. And so and that's why Kiki said, well, I don't mind, I'll do it. And last year's guest DJ just made things up. You know, hey, it's the Girl Scouts, the Green Girl Scouts, the fabulous Girl Scouts, and then just kind of, and everybody, by then it was the end, and everybody was just. Okay, so let's carry on then. So we have we've started the parade. What about the water? Jonathan, the CERT guys, they're gonna be the ones that hand out the water
Yeah, we have them, if you.
at the corner of CVS, and where was the other one?
And the other one's gonna be, right outside Taco.
But the water's gonna be
At the
here,
end.
right? They don't bring the water, sir don't bring water, so.
No, we have the water. Judy's
have
bringing the water.
Ah,
No, the
okay.
water's already here. It's delivered and out of our hands.
Oh, it's here.
It's here in the town, yeah. I'll instruct my people to drop it, so it's here.
Great.
25 cases,
Yeah.
wherever they are.
Everybody know where it's been put.
Yeah, excuse me, Jonathan.
You
I'm
know where
sorry,
the water
Gary.
is?
The water, it should be here. I was supposed to take inventory, but I was.
Well,
It's here.
One of the things that happened last year was we had water here. And we had
over there.
people at the corners with no water. And then we had no way of getting the water because things were closed off and the traffic was jammed up and we didn't have something. So that's a consideration. You make sure the water gets out earlier rather than later.
Right.
Yeah.
This might be bad news. If we meet on Saturday, since it's gonna be a meeting of 2 or more committee members, and that's a sunshine meeting, which needs 48 hours notice.
It's a coordination meeting. I don't know, we're not voting on anything.
Right, but a sunshine meeting doesn't have to have votes. But I'm being informed.
Which you need an agenda now.
Well, a sunshine doesn't need an agenda either.
Okay.
No, right now it's the time frame.
Oh, it's the
It's gotta be 48 hours.
gotta be-
And
But
no-
we have never done that before.
We never done that.
We have never done that before. We just.
It's a new era. So whatever it is you guys want us to do or not do, you tell us because we have to put the parade together. We need to meet to go over this unless you want to do it. You can take it on because we can't meet with you and you decide who goes in the lineup and then you just let us know on Sunday morning who's gonna be there. Yeah, it's absolutely absurd, honestly, but there's gotta be an answer to it rather than, sorry, guys, can't do it. Or you guys.
No, I don't want it to be,
You guys-
I don't want it to be,
I do.
Is this something that,
You're not voting on anything.
Nothing.
I made that point before.
What he's talking about is a 48 hours of public notice.
correct,
Right, but since this isn't a meeting to vote on anything, you only do that when it's something to vote on.
Yeah.
There's no
Besides, you don't
voting.
want the public here.
on the parade, it's not a meeting.
It's not, it's not, you're not voting on
Notice
anything.
this, we're not voting on.
Well,
it.
anyway, it's not Jonathan's decision to make. Please take it to your supervisor, ask if we can do it. If not, you tell us what the answer is, rather than us telling you. You tell us how we're supposed to do that, if we can't do it this way. That's fair?
I just have to find that.
Yeah, just find out. Yeah.
Well, in the movie 300, they volunteered to be in the same spot at the same time and have a conversation.
That's okay. That's all right. We'll go with what we've got. The bottom line is if we can't meet, but then it's incumbent on the town to
I
figure
don't
it
think
out.
it's.
Sorry, we don't want no public here. Because what we're doing, I mean, it's supposed to be us.
Yeah.
No public should be here,
Right.
because things will disappear. Because here, that's what we usually have, the shirts, the bullhorn and all, every.
The walkie-talkies,
Walkie-talkie.
yeah.
You don't want public, coming in here. So.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll just leave it up to you.
I
Just get back to us.
I'll get back to you. I don't have the charter. I'm just.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm just
That's
reporting.
fine.
I'm
So-
asking, I'm trying to-
Yeah, that's fine. So the CERT will be passing out the water with the water that Judy kindly donated, right? And then we come through to the end of the parade. People come through the cars. Where are the cars gonna be lined up? They can't be on the street, but they can be in the parking lot back here.
Right, that was sort of the answer
Now,
we
is
got
this
from the
parking lot gonna be blocked off so that they'll have room to park there? Or is that where everybody's gonna be parking prior to the parade?
No, it should be blocked off for the cars.
Okay. Who
because
does that?
Now that that's the answer,
Yeah.
I don't.
But is it somebody from the town? Is it?
Maybe we can do that with a yellow caution tape.
Me and Nancy, we did that last year.
Oh, here, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
That we almost fell on someone.
No, I remember. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay, so so it will get done Sunday morning is the point. Yeah, and so
We're
the,
gonna be here, but I'm also gonna be like,
yeah, well, we'll have people to help.
just give me times. Can we get this worked out?
Yeah.
Just, I could be in different places.
You don't need to be.
But you can't be at this,
Yeah.
two different places at the same
Okay,
time.
so let's finish up with this then. So the parade has gone through the complete route. I think we've covered everything. Oh, the shirts. We all decided that the shirts were so great that they would likely be snapped up very quickly. Jonathan, do we have the final price? We all voted $5 over production.
Right, I believe it came out to 10 per, so 15.
The shirts were $10 a piece.
I'd have to revisit that. I know that we had a discussion with Claricel about, because we did vote five more
Over, yeah.
in production. I'd have to find the final number, but I believe, maybe my memory is betraying me, but I believe it was 10 per production. 15 per.
All right, so $15 a shirt. $15 a shirt, and how do we're not allowed to take cash,
Right, it's gonna be credit only.
and it can only be one person with a device?
Right.
And
We're gonna have,
who's that person?
it's gonna, a member of the committee, if they'd be willing to,
And what's the issue with cash?
I don't know the exact issue with tendering.
Because most
of
people, if
cash.
they go to something like this, are gonna have a 20 or
I would.
40, $50 in their pocket, they're not gonna have a credit card.
Right.
So we can end up potentially, can we check on that to see if there, or is that a hard and fast?
I'd be
Whatever,
willing- I'd be willing to check. on
Could
that.
you check, please?
But.
And then we need to have somebody kind of working the crowd like they do with
Oh, yeah.
vendors, with the peanuts and throwing the thing. Yeah,
Throw the shirt.
yeah, so,
So for, just to jump back to the, who would be selling it,
Mhm.
we have an iPad in building.
Mhm.
How we sort of add items to
Mhm.
the sort of purchasing process.
okay, excuse me, Lourdes, what time on
So
Sunday
it already
morning?
Sorry, I gotta go
Yeah,
sit down.
What time on Sunday are you gonna be out here?
No, the
Are you gonna meet over there or are you gonna meet here?
No, over there.
At
She
what
told me
time?
to be there 7:30.
7:30?
I have my notes,
Okay.
but it should be 7.
Because that's when the volunteers are showing.
Yeah, and I will be there, and I think Vicky's gonna deliver something or something like that.
All right,
I
and
got
then do people have your phone number? If
Yes, I
anything-
gave them all my.
Everybody has your phone
Well,
number?
here
All
I
of our
don't,
people?
here I don't know,
Does everybody have Judy's phone number?
but the volunteers all have my card.
Because if we're out somewhere and we need a volunteer, want to talk to you, it'd be nice to be able to just call you rather than,
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have 2 extra volunteers that were not
Okay.
assigned, that you was just given to me. All the other volunteers were assigned.
okay,
Is the registration table, and the volunteer table gonna be near each other?
yeah,
I
remember?
only got one more
That's
card.
good.
It's that I'm doing an event, and I just gave out all my
Okay,
cards.
sounds good. Thank you, then, Lourdes. We'll see you
But
Sunday.
a lot of you have my number.
Okay,
I'll see you Sunday.
thank you.
I have a quick question for Jonathan.
Oh, and we're gonna wear our veteran shirts.
Yes, I
Yeah,
will wear
okay.
mine.
Thank you.
I have a quick question for Jonathan. I was out at the Mary Collins Center today, where, everybody's out there with signs and everything. And several of the town, a few of the town, what do you call it? Candidates. Have asked me, where the parade is, because people were asking them. And what the parade route was. And I was unable to find anything online, nor were they, to identify where the parade's gonna take place. So if we couldn't find it, I'm sure there's a lot of people who don't know where it's at. Some people think it's going by Loch Lomond, and it's not. Is there anything we can do about that?
We
Something-
can republish our press release and throw it back on social media. I believe we may have been, I have been getting the same question about if it's the same as
And
last
nobody
year.
knows where it is, and this is the only way they. I mean, how-
Well, we've had the map on, specifically on press releases. I'm on a sort of landing page that Gary's helping me.
I knew
fix the
personally
wording
at
of.
least 5 different people that were in the, and that's just a small, that were out there asking where the parade was going.
So I mean, we can re-push it out. I don't.
You're the expert on, I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's fine because we're gonna have to say, it's gonna be hey, we're 2 days away. Here's all the information you need. That I have no problem doing that again.
You guys have been doing a great job marketing on social media, I have noticed. better than the years prior. No, I'm being dead serious.
It's because he's new, he's the guy.
No, I'm being dead serious. about it.
We've been,
This is the 43rd parade? Yeah,
Yes,
if you go to the town of Miami Lakes and you
But-
just on the search, put
People don't go there.
parade, comes right up.
people don't go there, it's
People
more.
don't go
Is there a
I
map
mean,
there on it? Is there a map? Where it's at?
well, that leads us,
What do you want for the bottoms?
That one
For the
specifically
attire?
find it
Oh, am I
today.
gonna
that one
shirt?
specifically was.
No, you're gonna be walking, so I don't know if you wanna wear shorts. I think I'm gonna wear like the veteran shirt with khaki.
That post was specifically.
Khaki pants and
Welcoming,
okay.
presenting
It's easy
the-
to find, look it up. There was no map or anything to show you where the parade was.
But again, that one was specifically talking about the Grand Marshal, announcing the Grand Marshal, and it does take you back. We have a lot of, if this is talking about the Grand Marshal, it takes you
Oh,
back to the main Veterans
yeah,
Day parade. page.
Formal stuff.
Is there something we can do between now and Sunday, perhaps to republish it?
I'll do a
Do I
reposting,
get to do
like
that?
a repost of the day of,
Do I get to do that?
information specifically for, okay, I guess viewers.
I don't want to take up a lot of time in the meeting about that, but you got the message.
Yeah.
My son's coming.
All right, great.
Video.
So now the vehicles will be pushed in the back of the Knights of Columbus are gonna have their restored vehicles. And the military restored vehicles, Jonathan, did they ever sign up? It should be like
Yeah,
military
they're on the
restored vehicle, they're on the list?
Yeah, the list that I'll have sent me.
Okay, so anyway, they'll be in the
Right.
parking lot as well.
They were great. I love
Yeah, they were good. Then we roll right into the ceremony. And I think we've kind of got that already wired. If we could take a quick look at this program for the, no, I don't know. Does everybody, is this just one copy or?
It is one copy. This was gonna be the one that we marked up.
No, okay. Here, Bill, since you had something to do with putting that together.
it. Are you going to just, are you going to do the those bios?
Yeah, I was, the mayor's gonna do it. The mayor's doing it.
I was curious, and you wanted.
Yeah, I in years past I had, but the mayor. Yes, sir.
What do you want me to do with the flag? The American has already folded it up and put it in the container.
Oh,
I
okay.
told her to bring it
Yeah,
on Sunday morning.
okay.
I'll get it.
Yeah.
Who you want me to give it to?
Is that
Now, that's a great question. Jonathan, we had voted for the flag before we decided that we didn't want to. I think I'll ordered the flag. That's what it was. I'll ordered the flag before she got the word that we're not doing the flag ceremony. So we were gonna go ahead with a ceremonial flag in a case and present it to the Grand Marshal.
Not reading.
You said that there's a plaque. Now, are you using the two interchangeably, flag case, or do you have a plaque that was separate?
It's a name tag for the case.
It's just a name tag that goes on
Oh,
the
okay.
case. Yeah, like this
All
vehicle.
right, because we had talked about doing a plaque instead of the flag. I thought maybe Bill was getting both. So a plaque and a flag, and a key to the city.
I thought it was a flag with
Yeah, that's what it is. Jonathan has a
I
flag.
got a quick question about
Yeah.
flags. Gary, easy for this.
Nameplate.
Angel, I talked to Angel yesterday, and he said, because he brings that thing, it's over in the, in storage for the back of his pickup truck with the flags on it.
Right, he's gonna do.
Now, are those flags that you're giving him, are they the flags from the Veterans Committee, or are they, okay, so we have flags from the Veterans Committee.
We
And
have
the question
a bag
is
of
this,
those.
can we take the flags from the Veterans Committee and can we?
From on the
put
float?
them
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I bought a whole set.
Done.
The only one thing we need is the eagle is broken.
We only have
some
one.
super glue on it.
We'll volunteer to bring super glue to fix these.
Okay. Oh, you're an Eagle Scout, so that makes sense. You bring the glue. Okay. You're the glue that keeps the Eagle Scouts together.
The Eagle thing was broken.
All right, so let's carry on then if we could. So we have the vehicles are parked in the side over here. Now we have the ceremony, and the ceremony, Nancy, can you please read the list of events? It says just the title, it says invocation. Yeah, just right there.
Oh.
Yeah, invocation, followed by,
Presentation of colors,
Presentation.
pledge of allegiance, national.
okay, I'm sorry, presentation of colors is being provided by,
Town of Miami Lakes and the Color Guard.
okay, so you're gonna be doing that here as well?
One time, on Main Street.
Yeah.
We've never done it twice.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so that says presentation of colors after the invocation and opening remarks, presentation of colors.
Yes.
Okay, so what do we do there? Do we have the honor guard from the police typically come through and then they're done? They're not doing it twice.
No.
So do we have somebody else that can bring in the colors? It's kind of short notice, but yeah, Boy Scouts, Young Marines. Yeah, the Young Marines.
Yeah,
Larry?
usually we never done the presentation of colors.
Oh, we haven't done it here?
Now, who's gonna do the?
But I think this,
national
Jonathan, you took this program from last year. Yeah.
It's the same skeleton of it.
Yeah. So the presentation of the colors, and who does it say? to?
Town of Miami is collected.
Oh, here.
Town of Miami is-
Okay, we'll have to work through that one then. So bottom line is the town of Miami Lakes Police Department will not be doing the presentation of the colors. So that means either we need to get somebody else to do it, or we just scratch this presentation of the colors from the program.
Who's doing the national anthem here?
The national anthem is going to be sung by the same person that's singing it.
Natalia?
Miss Pies is going to do it at the opening ceremony at 10, and then again here at 12.
Okay.
Can the honor guard do the presentation of colors?
I mean, we didn't ask them. I don't know if they're too
Yes,
keen on
you
doing it.
guys do that?
I have to find out with the other guys because it's a times.
Yeah, you
Time,
did
you
two
know.
places at once.
Yeah, they just marched the whole parade. Yeah, they're now doing it again. I mean,
You don't need it just because of the fact that you have an American flag in front of town.
yeah. I don't know where that, I don't know where it came from, to be honest, but
The reason why they do it out on Main Street and 67 is because there is no flag.
yeah, you know, that's a good point.
Right.
But I just didn't want to break from tradition. If in fact we've done it, we can easily work around doing it again. If not, then let's just scratch it. So we'll scratch the presentation of colors. Okay, so invocation, pledge of allegiance, and Angel Armesta will be here for that.
Yep, he's also gonna ride in the Jeep with me.
Okay, the national anthem and then remarks. Jonathan, for the remarks, we're gonna have the lieutenant governor, is she gonna be here?
We're not having,
Miss Nunez?
any representative from the governor's office, I don't believe.
Oh, okay. Okay, and then Fabricio is here.
He is in the parade. I don't know that we've. reached
Okay.
out to
And then
him
who was the
tomorrow.
other one?
Renee's coming, Renee Garcia.
Renee Garcia,
He coming.
is he'll be here as well?
Yes. I think he has a Jeep, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
He has a Jeep, right? No, I thought.
Okay, but are they gonna be making, in the past, what I've done is kind of looked around to see if anybody, you know.
Rizzo too, which also is Senate.
I'm sorry, who, Rizzo?
Al Rizzo. Rizzo, is right?
Alex Rizzo.
Alex Rizzo.
Yeah,
He doesn't represent my.
yeah, he's no longer a Miami Lakes guy, but.
No. He did.
Yeah.
He used to be.
Okay, so, I'm sorry, have any of them asked to speak?
No, not explicitly, but I think where you were going with that was, since they were there, that you would sort of invite
Yeah.
them. Is that right? I think they would be fine with that. I don't have a problem reaching out.
But on some occasions, you know, people are like, no. Then other times they're kind of,
Yeah.
you know, quite willing to take the microphone. So it helps if they've given you some indication ahead of time, so I can go to those people first.
How much time are we talking about in my time?
Well, we had said we cut out a number of things to keep this relatively short. So I think we all know old long wind Bill Maverick here.
I'm gonna get, I'm gonna.
We're gonna get a 45 minutes worth.
The detail.
I got the bill already. I got the bill.
I think I was only 4 years old when I got that plastic gun. I knew I wanted to be in the military.
Then it goes back to.
Quick question, since you're talking about time saving, did you give the performers a time limit?
Stay, and then.
We didn't. In years past, we had.
We
That's
had
what-
to go there for
Veterans Day
excellent
was
point.
changed twice, once by Eisenhower and then once later.
Anyway, say that for the speech.
I'm-
It's all
Yeah,
in there.
thank you. That's an excellent point.
We've had people out there for
Yeah,
15
no,
minutes.
thank you. Alex brought up an excellent point. And we did this was a discussion last year, was that we got some of the karate kids stayed out there for a really long time. And Colonel James, you had mentioned this, and we had talked about an air horn or some
Yeah.
kind of prompt, or you're gonna turn the music down. What was it that we did last year to keep them on track? We had talked about it, and I think in the end, we said, whatever, right?
Right, we just kind of talked them out of it.
Oh,
And now, the last performance of the Karate Kid,
yeah,
give them a hand as they go, so they don't go into another one.
oh,
I'm
right.
like, whatever
Yeah,
they're
because
doing,
sometimes they do
yeah,
one
we
thing,
let 'em
and
finish
then they
that
say.
one, and then we
If
walk
they're
them
not
off.
Yeah,
listening
yeah,
to you, then you can't get them, then you need a book.
But I
Okay, so-
would say 3 to 5 minutes at the most.
Yeah, okay, but you're controlling. it.
Right.
And
So
even
Alex's
5 is a
point
lot.
was,
Yeah.
do we have a time
And
limit?
even 5 is a lot.
Yeah.
I would do no more than 2 to 3.
Okay, all right, okay.
All right, sounds
So
good.
when they start, I'll say, ladies and
And
gentlemen,
they're gonna get
Karate
upset.
Kids are gonna do a 2-minute drill.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, and let's
Excellent.
give them a good hand for this.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, we're gonna miss you when you're gone.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nancy.
Here's your
Yes,
hat,
go
what's your
ahead.
hurry?
Pardon me? No,
Here's
no.
your hat, what's your hurry?
Here's your hat, what's your hurry?
Yeah. For him to say, here's your hat, what's
Oh,
your hurry?
okay.
Not- No, my question goes way back to somebody in this corner was going to stop the groups.
Yeah, that's gonna be Martha and Judy.
Martha and Judy.
Martha and Judy,
Yeah.
okay, there's 2 of you, all right.
One of them at the reviewing, or
Because I have a sign that I made, it's a stop sign, but it's not double-sided and it's only one.
Oh, that's right, then you kind of held it up. That
Oh, it
way
was
you
helpful.
weren't yelling because
It's
people
very
were. Yeah,
helpful.
okay.
So
I need to make a stop sign.
No, Judy, Nancy can get you
I only have
hers.
the one,
She was
and it's only
volunteering to
one
give you
sign.
hers.
Okay.
But it's helpful,
All right.
using your voice.
Okay.
So-
It's in
But
my
if but if you
car.
need a stop sign, let me know, I'll let you.
What about the cross?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Saturday? I'm sorry? Well, we were supposed to, but Jonathan told us we can't because we're violating some rules, so.
I'll call
Are you
you
gonna give it to
Saturday.
me?
I gotta go, I got this saying, because I was speaking Monday when we were sent with the road.
Oh.
Return.
My
So-
I will.
With a wrench, we can take a stop sign.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot of fun.
Crossing guard.
Oh, okay.
And then like.
They're in every corner, we could just take one.
It's on both sides, right? It's on both sides? All right.
That's absurd, but anyway.
If you don't mind, what I see myself doing is once the people are signing in,
Yeah.
most of them just have to get into a car.
Right.
But if someone.
Are you guys going with your committee to roll through the parade?
My committee.
Because last year
the
you
whole
did your thing
we're-
and
We're
then,
not gonna be in the parade.
no, you're not. Okay.
No, all of them, half of them are out of town.
Okay,
everything is
all right.
not gonna work.
Yep.
But, once the people sign in with me,
Yep.
I'm checking them off on a list, the next thing I'm gonna say is, where do we go?
Right, correct.
So if there could be,
And then you'll have them in their section and you'll tell
yeah,
them,
but I'm not gonna be able to hand them this.
no,
sheet.
but
I
you'll,
can give
you'll,
them the
you're just
section.
gonna say, you're here and you'll see the sign.
But
And these guys have signs that say section 4, section 5, section
Well,
6.
that was one of the reasons why we had volunteer. They will be.
I think that's where Nancy was going with
Yeah,
this.
right.
If somebody could walk them over there.
Walk them,
Yeah.
yeah.
Either walk them over or,
Yeah.
or point.
That the volunteers helped that last parade, they were excellent.
You're talking about the teenagers? There are
You
not
get-
that many of them.
Yeah, we only
I
have
went to
12.
that meeting, it was like only
I
12,
was helping.
so.
But Nancy,
yeah, but-
Nancy, do you have Lourdes's business card? Because she's gonna be the girl to call that has the volunteers.
Okay.
So if you don't run into her that morning.
She left.
She left,
I
yeah.
know, that's right.
All right, so let's continue on then. So we've finished the parade. They're being announced by your daughter Omar. Kiki's going to announce them as they come through, and then they kind of start filtering off. We were told no food trucks. That was a recent development because of the mal olor that's gonna be spread to the residents. The Rams felt that it would be an inconvenience, that they've already had to endure the roads being closed and having, barbecue right outside their windows. They don't need that, so they put the kibosh on that for the time being. So we will move on to the next item, which is we're gonna have the wreath ceremony. So maybe Jonathan, you and I can communicate tomorrow to finalize the brochure. And we're taking out the presentation of the colors, but the wreath ceremony.
Was that the one where, we had one where they folded the flag?
Yeah.
We're not
That's
doing
out.
That's out.
Yeah. And then we did taps, and we're not
That's
doing
out.
that either. Yeah.
How come no taps, no player?
Yeah, no,
No,
it was,
it's not
it was, we're saying we have a Memorial Day ceremony now, so we're using times for Memorial Day.
Usually have the band director from Golden.
Yeah, right, in the past we have, but we've now kind of shifted that, the appropriate thing
Try
is
to do
over
that
to.
Memorial Day,
Yeah,
and this is
Memorial Day.
celebration.
Michael. Sorry, were you gonna say something?
Yep, no, go ahead.
In prior subcommittee meetings or full committee meetings, did we touch on the wreath at all?
Yeah, it was mentioned, I think, way back, they were providing it, and it was the same group that had provided the wreath last year. But instead of a wreath, they're gonna bring in a thank you, because we're getting away from it being
That's what it was.
a memorial, like,
Make it a
a
memorial.
memorial event, save that for Memorial Day. yeah.
Because right now I'm like, wreath.
No, this is a
I knew-
wreath that's
I
gonna
knew
be
we-
from the women's club, from the moms. And then they're gonna see if they have a speaker. If not, then they might just give me a little something and I'll read it on their behalf. But we'll need somebody to bring the wreath or the thank you forward, perhaps, like we did last year. I think we just grabbed a couple of people and had them move it forward. You guys remember that? Oh, I think Angel helped. Angel Vasquez.
I'll be there.
Yeah, because the woman was trying to do it, was kind of, and then he jumped in and helped, so.
I'll be happy to help with that.
Okay, all right. And then Bill, your remarks, did they give you a time limit or?
No.
We'll say 30 minutes. is-
I won't be that long.
Wow.
I know, that's what I said.
Bill, I told you I timed it.
Yeah,
The current record is Gary.
yeah, we know that too.
Yeah, well, that's.
We know that too, yeah,
Him and I.
yeah.
That's not how you buy it.
Yeah.
Heard it was
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I'm not going.
I turned this in, but I don't need that. I can tell you that. I can tell you from memory.
I'm going for the record to be short and concise.
You don't need to be too short. Yeah, when people came, they want to hear you, what you have to say.
Be you, that's why.
And after all, you didn't highlight, because most people probably don't know. You got your mugshot on the front of the Miami Lakers. Yeah, so, yeah, so we're looking forward to great things. I know you're gonna do us proud. Yep. So is there anything else to mention with regard to, with major issue that we have to clarify is how to do this lineup? And that we're hoping that we can do that on Saturday, much like we have in the other 42 years that we put this together. But, we'll defer to,
Sunshine.
no, we'll defer to whatever you tell us to do. Recognizing that somebody has to do it. And if it's not us, then what you have to do is just take this list, big groups, and then put in a marching band in each one, Boy Scouts, kind of group them
Right,
together, and then separate everybody else out. I put the big vehicles towards the end, so the kids aren't breathing in the smog.
Are the horses coming back?
Yeah. And I think we do have the horses.
Oh,
Print a
the way
second
to
list, and Jonathan, print a second list.
Put it down.
Yeah, better order.
No way.
So when they come up,
No
then
way.
I think we talked.
So not even the
I
cars,
know,
right? You don't
getting
get smoked out from the diesel.
Right, yeah.
Before the-
Is Santa Claus in the parade this year?
That's what that's what happened with the kids.
Is there a Santa
Kids right
Claus?
behind
Is there
the,
a Santa Claus?
To
No
close
way.
no Santa.
Okay.
No reason.
Michael, I don't, the answer hasn't changed. I am prepared to. sit
Do it
down and
yourself?
Do it myself.
Alright.
I know it's not the favorable.
Well,
yeah,
I
really
think,
would
I
not
think
be.
you need the input of other people when it's done, for various reasons we
Which I
discussed.
don't mind transmitting to all of you, because at that point it won't be anything voted on. I'm trying to email.
We're not voting on
Right, it's
this
working.
as it is, but
I know.
whatever.
Can we meet
Anyway,
someplace else?
pardon me?
Can we meet someplace else?
No.
Maybe we can get together in one of the parks.
Mary Collins, you can make it.
Yeah.
Mary Collins, room 104.
It doesn't matter, it's still a town.
That's the one we use in the morning.
Doesn't matter where you
You can use it.
Yeah.
Mary
Anyway,
Collins.
it's just another administrative
go to
thing that we have to
lunch
kind of work around, so.
At the same time.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so where are we at with the parade? Have we've come to the end. We've had the ceremony, and then we go into dinner, into lunch. And those lunches, are they prepared on plate? So that people just come and grab a plate, or are they are heated and they're getting their pick of what they want?
I want to say it's closer to that. I was
Yeah.
sent the layout of council chambers, I believe.
It'll be like the warmers with the food, and just
I think it's
kind of
gonna be
go.
boxed. They're not gonna
We're
do
gonna
that,
use,
right?
we're
Well,
gonna use,
I know they're pre-packaged, or
we're gonna use finally the,
Let's try it.
trail. Okay, he gave me, so.
Right, you
I
finished
went
the
to
final
that-
list.
yeah, that's.
So he
Yeah,
said,
he
I can
included-
do all the price, or I can give you an extra soda for everybody.
Yeah, that's good.
The only thing he says is gonna be Pepsi, price, I cannot tell you all places, you know.
Yeah.
But he will give it
That's
to us,
good.
the same price.
Thank you, Pedro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would-
Permit La Trela, it's the one that's.
And we, if you saw in the program, which I don't know where.
Full pork, they give a
But-
sandwich or full pork.
We're
Baked beans.
recognizing them as in-kind sponsors. just because
Yeah.
The free meals that they're providing on top
Right.
of
They
it.
give us full pork, baked beans, and so.
Oh, what was Great Waste? Were they contributors or
A
in
lot of,
kind?
a lot, a lot of trash receptacles. for the parade.
And then we got 2 porta johns or?
Yeah, and in the map, you can see they're on the corner of Bull Run.
Assembly area, same place where.
Yeah.
One has to be handed out.
I'll be
On
receiving.
Bull Run, right behind the building.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, something.
I'll be
We have-
receiving
we have
the porta potties.
2 porta potties. And how many cases of water are we doing now?
25.
I have to cut back on that one.
Well, there's a lot of bushes along the parade route.
People need to go.
Okay,
So they're also, the town has got people
Yeah.
continuously keeping the restrooms here in the building clean.
assuming the doors are unlocked. That was an issue last year. The doors were locked, so people couldn't get in. But that's a town's thing to deal with. The
Yeah, the cleaning crew locked.
I don't
yeah,
think
yeah, that was good. Good.
Just
kidding. You're saying you're gonna have.
They have security?
Town hall doors are gonna be unlocked.
so that.
They are, I mean, that's,
So
so
that
everybody
people
comes in
can
for
access the
for lunch and people are dropping things off.
And who's gonna, I'm sorry, I have to say it. And who's gonna police them to not be wandering upstairs and this and that, in the elevator and
Well,
everything?
you need keys to it.
Yeah, you can't,
You can walk up the steps though,
no,
right?
you can't go to the office.
All right,
You can walk
okay,
the steps,
I
but-
just,
There's a
The
door.
office, the office are locked.
I'm not comfortable.
The elevator, you put.
I'll circle back. I mean, it is a fair.
Put a piece of tape across the stairway here.
They got,
Okay.
what, the do not cross.
Do not
And then
Everybody's
cross
to
back.
go,
Okay.
else to
Funny
go, how are we
kid, yeah.
comfortable?
All right, anyway,
I need
so you
some
got
of
the lineup and then you'll provide that to us on Sunday morning. And what time will you be up and out on Sunday?
I was gonna be here at 7:30, or 7, maybe earlier than that. I'll probably be here 6.
What time do you need?
You don't really need.
You're gonna be here. What time should we be over?
Well, we
The lineup was 8:30.
You guys just said that the lineup was at 8.
Okay.
Well, registration.
Registration
8,
8, lineup 8 begins at 8:30.
So
I'm sorry, Nancy, you get there earlier? or is that-
We'll just say 8 o'clock.
I would say for there, maybe 7:30.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You know, Nancy got here a little while, so. Are we having coffees? Are we having coffee? Board?
We did that last year. We had donuts, coffee, but
Are we doing that this year?
I mean, I think we had some sponsors
then
and
you have
then
to
we
go to
bought
the
it
back.
ourselves.
Yeah.
But I don't, that was, I think, now.
Is the town providing, coffee and, whatever in the morning over at the, lineup?
I think there may have been mention of that. I wouldn't say anything.
They have in previous years. I'm wondering whether we're going to discontinue it this year for any reason?
I'd have to see. I don't think we've explicitly talked about it.
Oh, so, I don't know, we could say 9
Okay, and where do I go?
and then,
Where do I be at? Where do I
I'm
report
gonna-
to?
yeah, the theater, the parade begins behind that medical office building. I think it's 15600. It's right there on the corner of Cowpen Road and 67. That you'll see all of now remember, the traffic coming up this way will be closed. Do they open the northbound lane for two-way traffic, or this is completely closed and people have to go all the way
I think there's
around?
two-way traffic in Northbound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time do they close?
Until a certain, right.
Yeah.
Two-way until
Oh,
right.
so you
before
could
the-
come up that way.
Okay, so where do I park?
Yeah, I mean, the part, because you're gonna be at the head of the parade, starts where
in the
the
lineup. We gotta
theater
make
is.
sure.
In the back or in the front?
And it's gonna front right on 67. You'll see everybody, just
Okay.
kind of go to where the fire truck is. You'll
Okay.
find us there. Same with you, Martha.
Okay, that's what the registration table is too, right?
Yeah,
That's
right, where we kind of started the parade, was behind that big medical, professional, medical building parking lot. It'll be filled with this, so it might be difficult to park. I think what I did last year was I parked here, or I think I parked in the in the,
The garage.
the garage,
Okay.
yeah, because that made it easier, because this got filled with people and roads were closed. I just parked in there and I walked across the street.
And I'm sorry, to be clear, which way do I, what's gonna be closed so I can get into that?
Yeah, they're gonna be, both ways will be open. Both,
67 is gonna be
yeah,
open.
67 will be open. Yep.
67, that's why I always park, I've been parking there for 7 years.
I park in the garage, it's fine too.
Yeah, garage.
Alright.
You
And
mentioned
I'll give you a
the,
lot of talking, you'll be there when I go to that spot. You guys will-
No, they're probably moving here, and then I'll give it to,
Right, just one in.
I'll give it to Omar, because Omar, or I'm sorry, I'll give it to Nancy. Judy, I'll give it to Nancy, and Martha, same, I'll give the walkie-talkies to Nancy. And that way, you know where she's at the registration
By the
desk,
fire truck.
which is by the fire truck, which is at the start of the parade. So if you just grab the walkie-talkie, you'll take up the lead of the parade, and then Martha, you'll just go to where Colonel James will be at, announcing, which, you know, be just a short distance from where we're at, but I'd recommend the same thing, probably park right here in the garage, that way you can kind of get in and out. If you try and park somewhere else, you could be stuck for a while.
I knew Gary had it.
My goodness.
Thank you.
One minor detail.
I want one too.
I like
Everybody.
it.
Yeah, there
Mine
we
is
go,
just
all
after
right.
coffee.
Yeah.
So
how do you use it?
I don't, Martha, I don't think
If
you
you get
need
hot.
one.
Now, you
You
know.
don't need one, right?
No.
No, Judy's walking, you're at the,
Oh, you
yeah.
can we switch me?
You wanna walk?
Yeah.
If you get hot, you can
So
always.
she's gonna tell me to stop and I'm gonna stop.
Yeah,
and then
well,
she's
she'll
gonna tell me-
say, you know, performing. And so when the band gets there and they start, you know, doing the, shaking the pom-poms, and you say, okay, hold up, then you say,
Hold everybody.
stop. Then that gives them a chance to perform, and then they kind of keep, that way the parade finishes all together rather than.
Will she tell me when to unstop?
And then she would tell you when to
Take them off
unstop,
the
say,
stop?
okay, they're on the move, or
Okay.
they're going,
So you're gonna say stop, then
go,
Go.
yeah, stop and go.
stop and go.
Really simple command.
I can do
Stop,
it. I can
go,
do
yeah.
it.
Well, how are you gonna signal them to go? You're gonna just, go, or what are you gonna do? Or-
Oh, I don't have a-
Oh, Gary, it used to have a go on the backside.
I'll make one.
Yeah, so stop and then turn it over and go, yeah.
you just lower it.
Oh, lower it?
Oh, yeah, I'll lower it.
Yeah.
Michael,
No,
You throw it on the ground.
Go ahead, John.
you mentioned, the fire department.
Yeah.
Do you want me to put them
you
in
can
the
have- I
lineup?
don't get to play
Like
with it.
explicitly put them? in
Yeah,
the
they're at the end of the parade. Just say, Miami-Dade, or sorry, it's Battalion 64, my MDFD Battalion 64. Ladder truck.
I just wanted to, because I know we know certain people come there.
Yeah,
It's
that's
listed, say it, yeah.
I'm sorry, Mike, you said it's gonna be at the end of the parade?
Oh, I just said that. I assume because it was part, yeah.
Well, the only reason why they usually be
No,
at the
no, no,
beginning
no,
is
no, no,
because
no,
if they have an
she's
emergency,
gonna-
they're gonna
Yeah.
take
Oh,
out.
I'm
okay.
not
Yeah.
just telling her.
All right.
to
So that's why they
go,
wanna walk
stop,
them
go.
all.
Yeah, it's nice when the sirens, they announce the parade.
All right, that's
Yeah,
good.
they do.
That was kind of the nice thing with the police cars last year, you know, all of them
Yeah.
together. Kind of, but then you don't get anything to look forward to because they've already gone
They
through.
don't have the dare cars and all that.
Yeah.
So they're like, cool.
Well, do they have to be all in one group?
No, but that's Jonathan, that's gonna be your job, to arrange the cars and where they go, and the trucks and the vehicles. So,
I think last year they wanted to be together. My
Yeah.
hunch is this year they'll probably want again to be together.
yeah. Well, there was a few last minute changes last year because the Grand Marshal wanted certain people near him, and I kind of moved around, and then the cars, moving the cars, so there's a few things that we could do better, and I think we're getting there, so. So we do the lunch, and now everybody takes off. Are there any tents, sponsorship tents, and there are no sponsorship tents? No? Okay.
And I'll run everything through me, so.
Okay, now, what about headquarters to Toyota? Do you guys get anything as part of your donation of water? Do you set up a tent, you know, pass
No.
out brochures?
We're cool, no,
It's-
just name us in the ceremony. or thing.
Yeah, in the ceremony, the brochure.
Yeah, acknowledgement.
That's
Yeah,
fine, thank you for that.
Yeah, sure.
We're gonna be real busy with, with
The run,
5K,
yeah. All right, so is that,
November.
do we cover, I mean, I'm a little bit, you know, concerned only because the institutional knowledge of you three guys, having been doing the parades for 20 years. And now we give it to Jonathan, who's never done one parade, you know, it seems like we're a bit of it, that's nothing against
Yeah.
Jonathan, but that's a whole reason that we, you know, pull in the knowledge of the guys that have been here, but. you know, do what we can. And if the answer is we can't put it together because of some concerns of violating sunshine laws, and it is what it is. Yes.
One thing, can you just, because you threw 3 different times out there.
Yeah, good, thank
Can
you.
we do a recap
Yeah,
of that
sure.
6:30, 7:30, 8 o'clock?
Right, good.
Could you just do a recap?
What time are you guys getting there? Omar is getting there at 6, but you don't need to be there at 6. Omar
Yeah,
and
it will be because of-
Kelvin. So for everybody else, the arrival time will be 7:30 AM and we'll meet right here. Yeah. We'll meet right here, divvy things up, set our way, except for Judy and Martha, who will be getting here at 9. And they'll park.
There's always been fire.
Yeah, okay.
Minor detail, the walkie-talkies, what channel are you gonna be on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, what is, Bill?
It's saying, I'm
Channel
channel
G.
G.
I don't know what your setup is.
So all you have to do is turn them on.
But can you,
There's gonna be different people with different walkie-talkies.
yeah, can they, is it based on a channel or?
Yeah, it's based on the channel, you can crosstalk.
Just standard GMRS
Oh, I don't
radio.
want to hear anybody mark.
No, but I'm saying if you're on channel, he's saying you're on 5 and Nancy brings her walkie-talkies, can she turn it to 5 or she has to actually do a frequency? 5, and then she'll be, so 5 on your walkie-talkie is the
I don't
same as
have
5
it.
on hers?
I don't have
I'm
it.
just giving a hypothetical,
Oh, okay.
but I'm sorry, Bill, is it 5 is a 5 across the?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
across GMRS.
Okay. So what
Yeah,
frequency?
you said you were gonna bring walkie-talkies? How are they set? What?
They're standard regular walkie-talkies.
No, but what band is it?
That I don't know, but I gotta check.
Oh,
I mean, but we crisscross them with Motorola all the time. When we go on cruises, that's when we use them, so we don't take our cell phones. And they cross with every type of brand that's out there, so.
There was one that, there were ones that we used at the Youth Activities Task Force Halloween night. And they only had like 5 of them. And of that group, we might be able to borrow those from them only.
But really, we just really
And they
need
just put 'em
2.
on, I think,
So
like
if
channel
you're
5.
gonna bring some, and I'll have some available.
We're good, we're good.
It would be nice if we had, because last year, oh, hey, we're trying to talk to Mr. James, trying to talk to.
Well, he's
Kelvin, trying
got
to
4
talk to
and he's got 2, that's 6. That's
Okay,
one of
all right,
them.
so that's what we'll do. 7:30 when we meet on Sunday, we'll kind of sync those things up.
Yeah.
And then,
well,
would it be inconvenient for you to take an index card and just tape your name and number on the back of the thing? So
I'll
that
have a
way-
little maker, I'll put it
Yeah.
within the battery.
Yeah, please, if you would, yeah. All right, so is that everything for the parade then? So we really don't need to do anything else. Everybody feel pretty comfortable? Yeah.
You know what'd be
I do too.
nice? If you have this list with the person, the contact person, next year, just email those contact people.
They did,
2 months.
they did that this year.
Yeah.
Lyle did that, yeah.
Yeah.
She sent out to all the people that were in it last year based on,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this year based on last year's information. Okay, so, if we could please, we'll just kind of go through this at the Veterans Monument. Jonathan, where are we at with that?
We, things are getting ordered, or certain things we have to send a check for, certain things, purchase orders will take a little longer, but.
We have some sense of, it was, council approved it in July, beginning of July. And I know you just took it over, but do we have some timeline calling them? I think you validated, they said they could get it to us within.
Yeah, I think for the statue.
The statue is a week.
Is a week, for the
Pedestal?
pedestal, the assembly, I forget, she said 6 to 8 weeks likely.
But she's not doing she's not doing the pedestal. We're doing, Jeremy's buying the pedestal with his contact. It came with instructions to mount the monument on the pedestal. And then what they need to do at the foundry is do the plaque, which is the next item.
Right,
here.
so the pedestal, I already sent the check from the invoice, so that is as taken care of as it could be. They're setting specific hardware for mounting it to the
Yeah.
concrete, which is gonna have to be. And then the foundry with the plaque.
Plaque, yeah, the plaque, but we're gonna order the statue and the pedestal and get it set up, because the plaque just comes and you just screw it
Yeah,
on.
I specifically asked the people that make the statue, if we can order the flag and the statue asynchronously.
Right.
Just because I know we had some ironing out to do with the flag and I forwarded their message to you about, they have their own standard plaque that they use.
Yeah,
don't know
I
if
saw
we
that,
wanna-
yeah. I think I might have put that on here.
I can pull it up, no problem. This email says, all gave some, it's the name of the plaque, is in stock as well, but with the wording that's on the website. So it's a standard one. We can make you one with your text, but it will be made in 6 to 12 weeks, leading closer to 6 to 8. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. The folks that are not with the Veterans Committee, this might be a good opportunity for you guys to head out if you don't mind. Thank you very much for coming. Yeah.
Remember one thing, I've been doing this for 20 something years. I had one time, that we were going to have, I'm in chaos. Every time we go into chaos.
We need runners, we need runners so bad.
That is very encouraging.
We are trying to get trained.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jonathan. I knew what I wanted to ask you earlier was the shirts, selling the shirts. You're gonna need somebody walking the crowd to sell the shirts, because if you wait to hear, the parade's over.
I need the showman.
Yeah, so can we get volunteers for students good at, like, just like the car wash? Hey, come on, whereas the adults are not really too pushy. Yeah, but,
So
that's a good point to say. Yeah.
I'm assuming that there would be no problem getting involved. If I'm free, I wouldn't mind doing it myself.
I don't, you won't be, but I mean, I'm talking about the student volunteers.
Right.
Any, we can get them to do it?
I'm gonna put that in the volunteer.
Because by then, they should be finished doing other things.
Well, there was a couple of extras too. So we'll take a couple of those extras and we'll have them team as a tag team and walk the crowd, you know, getting
How many did you sell last year?
3, 5.
Yeah, there was a lot of.
Well, we sold 5 because they were at the end and they were 20. We thought they were gonna be about 10 this year. Because you said you could get t-shirts for $3 and you said you could get them for
They're
like.
5 now, but my, well, actually, they're going with my shirts, the
Yeah.
town is using, my guy was $100 cheaper than their guy in total for the 700 shirts or whatever the order was.
Oh,
Yeah,
but you're talking the reindeer run.
yeah.
Jonathan's saying that they're paying $10 a shirt for the,
Yeah,
these.
I don't know why there's so much money.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, I don't
That's,
know.
I mean, I think that ship is sailed, so I don't think it's worth beating.
Yeah.
I just want, but on that, I don't know if you and Danny and I talking that we're getting the point of sale for Danny, our building.
They've got the
director.
device, they've got the.
It's gonna make it like super easy.
Yeah, for people that have a credit card.
Or is it take Apple Pay?
Yeah, does it have the Google Pay or
I
Apple Pay?
believe so. That's how we did it for the mayor's gala.
Yeah.
And that was.
Okay,
Smooth.
but that you'll work out as well. Could you please take that as a,
Yeah, you take Zelle, that works too, take Zelle.
oh, yeah.
I believe we
Everybody
mentioned
takes
that.
Zelle.
Not every.
Town of Miami Lakes takes Bitcoins.
Zell is not happy with commercials, so I'm not trying to get it working in my dealership.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, shut you down, get too many transactions. So it's really, it's person to person, it's not business.
Spill out into the street, no? The 5 days, not just inside the park.
It works. but
Oh,
they'll
yeah,
shut
it's
off.
not the park. It's, they're closing off the street. You know, it's a
I think
5K, it's
when
around the
we're doing the streets
3.1
with the
miles from Veterans Park down into that neighborhood by where the lake is, and kind of back around and then up towards, comes up to 154, makes a hard turn and finishes.
And I like the tank Toyota Molly.
Oh, yeah, you
That's it, and then.
Yeah, they said, I think they said that, I mean, you guys, I think, are all working that
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
I mean, the run.
My husband would love that hat.
Okay, so Jonathan, I'm sorry, you said where are we at? You said the pedestal's been ordered,
Pedestal ordered, the
okay?
base for it ordered.
I'm sorry, the what else has been ordered?
Well, the base for the pedestal. That's all.
There's the monument, there's a pedestal it sits on, and then there's a plaque.
Yes.
And they're kind of 3 separate items.
So we still need to iron out the plaque. The
Bye,
statue
thank
is
you.
as good as ordered.
Good night.
That one is
Good night.
very complicated because the contact only accepts purchase orders. That's their preferred method. And that takes.
For the tax exempt.
Not only that, but for,
Anyway, you guys work that out.
That's
But
been
at some point
clarified.
it will be ordered, right?
Oh, yeah, it's way
Like
more
before,
progress.
before the end of this year, you think, or? I mean, we're in November already, so.
Should be, yeah. There was a little, there was a hiccup that wasn't actually a hiccup because we were talking about carryover funds, but I've been making sure that the money from last year is used, from the
I
specific.
mean, that wouldn't be, I mean, the finance should do that, right?
No,
Well, I
but-
spoke with them
But
specifically.
it basically an invoice for this year, they're gonna credit it to this year, so there's some more, manual effort that goes into that, but yeah, that's Clarissa and I are working. And Jeremy is helping me with shipment, receiving it.
Okay, so but basically then the plaque has not been ordered, the monument has not been ordered,
Not official.
but the cement base has been ordered.
Yeah.
And then if we could, if you guys will see, and ladies and gentlemen, the plaques, and I took, I thought I had taken what you had said, Bill, but I don't see, and then I included what Bill had mentioned and what Judy had mentioned. But I'm wondering if I put that over, oh, yeah, here I did, I put it in the minutes. It's on page 7, right below the checkered boxes. You had suggested at that time, Bill, memorialize our veterans for their sacrifice, it was kind of including that in the verbiage. And then Judy, you had mentioned because of them, we have this, and then I guess we're not in any rush because we can order this separately. So, I know we keep talking about taking a look at it, but freedom is never free. That was just kind of a throwaway just to kind of get us started, get the creative juices. And then United States, State of Florida, Town of Miami Lakes, only because I thought that we're not talking specifically the Town of Miami Lakes. That's, saying thank you. It's really, the city, in the state, in the country, so it seems like the United States, State of Florida, Town of Miami Lakes, thank our members. And I put members because, was somebody suggested this verbiage last time. Thank our members of the United States for their service and sacrifice. And the other one, in honor of the men and women of the armed forces who have served their country, the Town of Miami Lakes offers our heartfelt gratitude for your sacrifices. And that was trying to
That's really
capture,
nice. I like that.
yeah, and that was trying to capture Larry's sentiment, which he had pointed out kind of early on was, we can't say thank you because it's a point of sacrifice. It's a notion of having given.
I like that.
So in honor of the men and women of the armed forces who have served their country, the Town of Miami Lakes offers our heartfelt gratitude for your sacrifices. What do people think?
And not our country, their country.
Offers, where, I'm
It
sorry.
says, have served their country.
Oh, who have served
Our country.
our country.
Yeah.
Our country, you're right, James.
Say our country. Okay, so in honor of the men and women of the armed forces who have served our country, Town of Miami Lakes offers our heartfelt gratitude for your sacrifices. What do people think about that? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can get this one finished with?
I make a motion to approve.
Judy makes a
this,
motion.
This
Oh,
verbiage for the. plaque.
Judy made the motion. Judy made the motion. Larry seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the ayes have it. This will be the verbiage on our plaque when we get it, when we finally get it done. So, sounds good. And then the date, I just put that date because I thought it might be in by Veterans Day. But I don't know if we could put any date, or do we want to tie it to something of significance? I mean, because we could install it in June 7th, July 5th, do we want to kind of use that opportunity to, the grand reveal, pull the canvas back? Yeah, like a Memorial Day, so that starting on that day, that year.
How about Memorial Day of 23?
Yeah. Let's do it.
That gives us time.
That gives us plenty of time.
Gives us plenty of time, and that's when we actually unveil it.
Yeah, all right. And so we
I
can
mean,
put,
it might be there,
yeah,
but we have a ceremony and unveil it at that time.
okay, and then so that,
Choosing location is going to be critical. That's-
yeah, and so Memorial, the date will be May.
Is it the Sun, is it gonna be on Memorial Day, on Monday, or is it gonna be on the Sunday?
Yeah, we could do the thing perhaps on the Sunday, but we'll do it with the date from
For the Monday.
Memorial, the
Right.
Monday.
The real day.
Yeah, the Monday, the 29th.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
May 29th.
May 29th is Sunday,
Monday.
Monday. So May 29th will be this date, 2023. Yeah. 2023, okay. All right, great, wonderful. So that takes us back to the item that we switched over, which was the remembrance ceremony. Bill, you had sent in the verbiage. Jonathan, did you need anything?
So I brought it back, and the only thing is you're speaking as if you are the mayor in the wording.
Yeah.
And last year it was more so a general notion, a general like thank you, that the mayor and yourself signed off on. So it's more of, like, I don't want to give something to the mayor to sign, and it's him speaking, and then he just signs it. Does that make sense?
I talked to Joseph about it. He said, yeah, whatever, just put it together, send it, and we'll sign it. And they said, send it in a couple of batches. That way we're not overwhelming him, because he likes to sign his own. So, it doesn't do it electronically. So, we could review it if you'd like. I mean, it's already, this is 9/11.
And I'll give it, well, I'll first of all put it in the letterhead.
Yeah.
The proper letterhead, and then it'll be on.
Why can't the mayor and the master,
We had said that, but I said, it's nice.
I think both signatures should be on it.
Oh, and
Yeah, if you look at a college diploma, I think there's more than one signature on it. It makes it more official, two signatures.
that's
on it.
You didn't plan on signing?
I just assumed that the mayor could sign it on behalf of the town, and
I'd like to make a motion, we have two signatures.
Second.
This is for Veterans Day? For the-
Veterans
for the
Day.
parade?
no, it's for the 9/11.
Sign the
Thank you
9/11
letters.
thank you
I'm
letter.
section.
Yes, for sure.
Second, all
All in favor?
in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
You sign
I'd like some discussion on this.
No.
No, it's already good. You're good. You got it.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute,
So-
he already has enough crap to do.
He's just gonna sign his
It's a
name.
it's not a
He
big
can
deal.
do it.
Well, I want to.
No, that's fine. I'll sign it.
No,
I'll sign it with you.
no, I'm sure you'd be happy to sign it.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, but
That's how we do things in this committee. We force each other.
But since the verbiage is saying like, it's basically as the mayor, that's how it's worded.
Okay, I'll take a quick look at it. Would you send it to me? But
Yeah,
will you please
absolutely.
resend it?
That's why I'm saying.
This is for the 9/11. Thank you.
9/11.
Make the tone from the town, from the
Yeah, I
committee,
wrote
from the
it, I
mayor,
said
all
it's
three.
coming from the mayor.
Yeah.
Oh, what a tweak.
So I'll,
That's fine.
that was my only point.
Okay,
So I'll
that's
send
a
it to
good
you.
one. Thank you. All right, the holiday run.
Whoa,
Okay.
yes.
You weren't there. You can watch it on YouTube, the streamed version. I took a little bit of what you had said, that your talking points, and then I highlighted that to say in your own words that you had captured in all caps. Wake up! It's time! And I gave them the
Oh, yeah.
and then the marching band and the petting animals and the mascots, and oh my God, it's gonna be great. Yeah, so.
So I have, since then refined my pitch, my elevator pitch, and it is on that top page, and there's a few of those,
It sounds
Everybody gets
fantastic. I mean, you don't have to
flyers.
revise anything, Judy. Sounds like it's gonna be a great
that's
event.
like packet for each person, here's your
Okay.
packet.
I pass that over with.
I went to visit Judy. I was so embarrassed. I hadn't raised a penny, nor had I given any effort. So when I heard at the
Okay.
time,
I
Judy
need-
had raised like 14,000, it's over 30,000 now.
Yeah.
So I went to visit her at her office yesterday.
To get the pitch and to get some
And I-
materials,
And
not
I
to talk,
walked,
we
and I
didn't talk
walked
it
out
all.
of there with a head full of knowledge, and I was all pumped out, and then I went out there, I went out knocking on doors. I got the pampered chef native commitment, and these
Nice.
guys, the jewelry store out the back also to market.
Jewelry people.
And that was just one. I mean, I did that in like a half an hour. And it's, of course, it's you.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw that. Yeah, that's great.
I went in a skeleton outfit. That was fun. That was
That's
just fun.
fantastic.
So yeah, great, making headway now. I got another event off my desk, so now I'm 100% involved. And since we've been in this meeting, Target just gave $200, electronic gift card, which we'll figure out a way to turn it into money to go back into the fund.
I will, just a little point, any sponsorship or like any monies, like make sure you're in your aisle.
Yeah, everything's going to aisle. Look, I have aisles, I have aisles packaging waiting.
Because we've been like.
No, I
we've been
know.
Made very aware of like, it needing to be official, so.
She's gonna be at my subcommittee on Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Then I'll have everything for her on Tuesday. So we are,
I'm sorry, could you please, Tuesday subcommittee meeting?
yeah,
What's the date?
it just got set this Tuesday the eighth
Okay.
at 5:30, right? Yeah, I just got it right before we came here. They gave me the
It's
date.
election day.
Yeah, I know. I'll read the polls at 7 a.m.
What time are the polls
5:30?
closed?
7, I think?
7, so it's after the polls.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, it's not after the polls. The meeting's at 5:30.
I mean, 5:30?
Yeah. It's, yeah, it's okay. I mean, this is gonna be a lot of me and Isle and Mike again. So we are up to $29,950. And I've got a few pending that I don't know how much they're gonna be. I have high aspirations that Marie's gonna give me a lot of money and Truist Bank too, hopefully. I've got follow-ups to do with Costco, Casavana, Toyota credit card, Dr. Lamone, I think we're out, right? Oh, no, we're still working with Dr. Lamone, or are they out?
I don't know.
Okay. Orange Theory, whatever, Corner 67, I would love them. I mean,
Go to like.
Core 60, they're
all
still,
right,
they're,
I did
yeah,
see
they're
that,
still in.
and he's not answering me
No.
now. Jerry, yeah,
I was with him.
hit him up, man. He's not, he's ghosting me now.
Core 67 is still in.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna leave you hitting them, keep hitting them. So what I ask my fellow committee members, you have now a packet with my pitch to make a big deal out of this thing. For sponsors, I didn't give everybody, if you're gonna go get more sponsors, take one of these to pitch the sponsors. I have a whole little spiel that I do. When I do it, I wrote sold. I just literally in front of the person I'm talking to, I write sold on title. I just write straight down SOLD like that. And then the fund zone is sold, so I write sold on that. And then I write check payable to Town of Miami Lakes, write it right in front of them so they see it. I put my follow-up phone number in there, I get their phone number, if they're not gonna give you a check right then and there. And I just keep going every day until they get the check. So that's how it's worked, and it's done pretty well.
Amazing.
There's just a few that I just, I mean, I got, yeah, and
And more than what she said, it's her enthusiasm, and she's very convincing. Right, you just, you want to go along with it.
Just with, like, the procurement of checks, and I don't want to be the dead horse, since we have to we have to vet sponsorships and make sure that we can actually accept them, you know. There are certain organizations that we can accept from.
okay.
So if you had to check that in there, it's kind of a little harder for us to
Well, I
do
mean,
that vetting
we'll get them
process.
back if it doesn't look right.
But it's fine, I'm assuming it would be fine, because as long as the communication is there between you and I, which
Oh,
is.
yeah. These are my people, yeah.
It just occurred to me, I'm sorry. Oh, actually, you go and I'll hit you up with this at the end. I'm sorry, Jim.
Oh, no, it's okay. So what I'm asking actually every employee at my dealership, we've sent blasts out. What we're really behind the 8 ball is with runner registrations. And so I need to hit up, I'd love to hit big businesses in Miami Lakes and have a lot of head count and just try to get into their, my HR department is gonna call around the businesses tomorrow and maybe the next week as well. And just try to get flyers in their break rooms to get runners, because apparently I read the contract from the prior vendor, the race people, and their job in the old contract was to promote and get runners. The new contract has none of that, and he's done none of that. And there's none of that. I mean, we had like 40 registrations the other day. I need 700. That's what we have to have 700. You know, and I think we're gonna end up, I want to say now that we hopefully will be at 40,000 in sponsorship dollars. That's now my goal.
Oh,
And I want to end up with at least 25,000 at the end for whatever we finally decide to do with this money. Chick-fil-A's agreed to give me 25,000 in-kind fruit cups,
That's right.
700 fruit cups.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'll talk to Isle on Tuesday about how to work with Tony and to get get him the documentation he needs. And I've also spoke to most of the sponsors now that are going to be facing at our event, that I want to combine our social media with you, with my ad agency, and with them, so we can keep pumping the social out and, you know, using each other.
On that, just real quick, because we voted on it, spend the money, we are on top of the paper motion for this, so that's gonna, I mean, hopefully it helps, because we want to get more than 30 minutes.
No, yeah, I mean, I have also, Lynn Matos is helping me, she's got some running clubs that she's got connections to. And I'm still gonna go out more, that's where we really need, we really need runners, so big head counts. I told everybody that works in my company, I want 10 runners, and they're going to my employees, 10. So that'll be more than enough if they all do it, but they won't.
And then because I missed the last meeting, but you voted on the antlers.
I don't know if we could find them. I think we got messed up, right? Nobody can get them and then they're not gonna come soon enough and, right,
I
right,
believe-
Larry?
I'm still waiting. They promised to have
Yeah,
these things here.
Well, they're not gonna come with all these shortages and supply chain changes. I don't think it's happening. I really don't.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping, because I believe you were working with,
I was working with a supplier who's supposed to have them sent over samples, but they haven't arrived.
yeah, we were sort of hoping that would come.
But we still got time.
Yeah, so it's fine. I talked to the shirt guy today. We'll have bags made, I'm making the same bags I made the last time. It has our logo and it has a ton of my links and it's just simple. I use them all the time after the race is over.
Do the
Right.
people that you've collected as sponsors, are they gonna be throwing in any goodies themselves as part of their sponsorship thing? Or?
Some are, so I have to talk to Isle on Tuesday. I have come up with a little bit of a twist, so I guess we can vote on this as a committee, and if it's okay with staff and with rules. So I have really hit my vendors up hard for sponsorships, and a lot of them are just business to business vendors. So I have gotten my $5,000 sponsor to give his booth to me to dedicate to a nonprofit to spread awareness of their cause. So I'm hoping to maybe have a veterans resource booth that will have, if you guys can put together people that will be there to do that, if it's something that interests you. I think I'm going to have at least, I right now have 4 already free booths. I have a couple of charity nonprofits I'd like to get in there that are just, they're gonna be like relevant to the community. I don't wanna just, I'm not gonna put like bizarre stuff, but think mental health, there's a mental health nonprofit, stuff like that. So that is, I'm gonna clear that with Isle, but the sponsors wrote the letter, they signed it, we're giving our booth. We want somebody, we want a nonprofit in there, and Judy or the town or the pick it.
And then to clarify, I went to the town council meeting on Tuesday, and basically what we had voted on, which was asked the council that recognize that originally this was set up to direct our monies to an outside organization that benefited veterans. However, we had wanted the flexibility to use that in a number of ways, and we wanted the flexibility to either donate that money to a capital improvement fund, and then to be the carry forward so that we could pay for a splash pad or a monument or something like that, or provide it to a service organization that attends to veterans with PTSD or a number of other issues, or we could invest it in some other veterans affiliated organization.
And their response was?
And their response was, all in favor.
Okay, cool.
Unanimous.
That's awesome. Good. So we have time for that. What else? We have the fruit. There's a lot of questions, but I guess I need to go through it on Tuesday. So can I get a motion to approve that the vendors can go ahead and donate their booths to the nonprofits that I will help to
Oh, I
procure
see. So you had people that actually paid for a booth
that don't want it?
that don't want it and said that we could give it to a nonprofit. However, I think the policy of the town is nonprofits don't have to pay for a booth. So the nonprofits.
So I can just fill the thing up with nonprofits?
I thought that was what they had said previously
I
was
didn't know
that
that. You guys
the nonprofit folks get free booths, I thought.
Oh,
That's an interesting point.
yeah, well.
Like the
Oh,
Mission
yeah.
United, the Army Recruiting Command, they got free booths.
Well,
I think I'll mention that at one of the.
I didn't hear that. That's great. That's great. Just
I
in case, are you guys
think
in
that,
favor
I
of
think
this?
that's, does anybody else
Can I
remember
just get a
that?
vote and a
Okay.
motion and we'll
Yep.
vote so we
Make
can.
a motion.
Make a
I
motion,
don't
right?
think I should
Second.
make the motion.
Okay, the motion, or the motion that's up for a vote is that the folks who were kind enough to graciously donate money, that money then be donated so that groups that would otherwise have to pay for it, don't have to pay for it.
So
With that,
moved.
yeah.
So moved.
Okay, so that's I made the motion.
Second.
I made the motion, Bill seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and so any opposed, the motion passes. So the verbiage was, if they have to pay for it, we can use their monies to pay for it. But my sense is, I thought I
Or
heard
the
that.
actual motion is like, the booths that have been paid for by sponsors
Well,
are open to be given
Right.
to nonprofits.
Well, not nonprofits, because I think nonprofits already get a free booth, is what I was
Okay.
getting at.
But
So I
this
was
is gonna be
saying
a
that
limit.
you,
There's
but I
gonna be
would.
a limit you can come.
We can sell them again at a discount.
Oh my God, no, we're not doing that.
No, but could you give it to perhaps some organization that's, I was gonna say, not necessarily a nonprofit, but somebody else, but I think they're pretty good at giving booths away to.
Will you let me know, because if you can, if I can get free booths.
You can be one of them. Gigi's one behind Casabana. The children will not, you know.
Yes, yes,
with
yes.
Down
Yeah, that
syndrome.
kind of thing, yeah.
So
yeah.
if-
Down syndrome, they got 54.
If they get them
kids.
anyway,
Yeah.
then I'll get these letters fixed to give my booth to whoever Judy says.
Yeah,
Okay,
oh, okay.
all right, and it'll be a medium profit.
Correct.
Maybe just a
Yeah.
moderate
Marlene,
size.
Marlene has his number.
But it was basically, we could take those monies and then further divide them to people that would otherwise have to pay. You have the discretion of,
The money's
Yeah, give it
in,
to-
so
yeah,
it's just the booth,
right,
yeah,
yeah.
the money's in, okay, and another thing I'd like to just see if somebody would put a motion. Our first committed and paying workout sponsor, our new gym on the
Oh,
Sweat 440
right.
was the first one.
gonna have us warming up.
Warming
with,
up, so I'm, it's not really on the sponsorship benefits, but it's not there, but it needs to be, and since he was the first, I gave him the warm up for the 5K, so can somebody make a motion to go and let Sweat 440 do the warm up with
Oh,
a
okay. Do we need
$1,000?
one?
They're
Okay.
on a silver,
All right,
it's a silver, they're a silver sponsor,
Okay, so-
$1,000.
Pedro, you want to make that motion?
Sure, make a motion.
Okay, so it's seconded, Pedro made the motion that the Sweat 440 will lead us in calisthenics as an in-kind.
No,
Or is
Let's
it-
call it.
Oh, they paid.
they paid,
Oh, they
they're a
paid.
silver sponsor.
Okay, we're gonna have them provide the warm-up as part of
Okay.
up for the 5K, yeah.
That's normally done by the company that does the run itself, but this is fine.
Yeah, we'll give him some publicity, because, yeah,
Sure.
they're really great.
We
Those
might,
people are
we
really
might,
nice.
afterwards, we might want to revisit whether we want to use Ruben. And again, only because of the services that typically accompany the run, as you said, you get advertising, you get a number of other things, and that, all these things are
So they answer
included.
emails too, maybe,
Yeah.
that'd be really great. Okay,
Okay.
sorry,
Larry seconded it, everybody was in favor.
and just for you guys to think about it as well, I have some, I thought one of my vendors that is a sponsor, Corzo, he did the 1250, the fun zone, but he's not gonna do it, so maybe Gigi's can run the fun zone,
Gigi's
because
and
because that's for kids.
The kids with Down syndrome, there are 54 kids right now.
But they need to run, what do they need to
The
run?
fun zone is like.
Fun house, like blow up? type
No,
thing?
it's like cornhole and games, right?
Yeah, it's like feel get like 4th of July.
Oh.
I don't know if you.
We could get the youth activities guys, to
That's
run
what,
that.
I thought maybe one of our other committees would want it, so
Yeah.
I don't know, okay, so
I'm sorry, just Corzo, they're not
they're not
running
gonna,
it, or they're not being sponsored anymore.
they're sponsors, but they don't want to come and deal with the fun zone, they don't need it. We
So
can
our
put the
youth,
logo on it still, like, why not, but let
Yeah.
somebody else come in and let one of these nonprofits or GGs or something come in.
or the
and-
youth activities, our own youth
That's fine,
activities.
yeah, let's do youth activities, can we, do we need a
Right.
motion for that? I make a motion to give the fun zones rights to the youth activities.
Yeah,
Second,
or how about we make it broader in case they can't do it, we don't have to meet again.
If not, if you
Yeah.
doesn't do it, then GG's,
Mm,
no?
How about we just say that we're going to take their sponsorship and then provide the opportunity to run it to somebody else, preferably one of the other committees.
Okay.
If not, then, so the motion would be, the sponsor has paid for the fun zone. They don't want to run it. We're making a motion to have somebody else run it. And we're hoping that we can invest people in the town committees to do
Another
it.
committee.
Yep,
Yep, I love it, that's perfect.
That would be the motion.
second,
So Pedro seconds.
All in favor?
All in favor?
aye.
Okay. All right.
Rubber stamp.
Oh. I think for now, that's good, we have a lot of stuff. to
But
talk
the,
about
but the
next week.
runners, 40 runners, and we don't have
There might be a few more
historical,
now.
we don't have historical data, because I think,
639 was.
like I have
19.
5 kids in my family, and I told them they're all signing up, I just haven't gotten around to, doing it. I've told them they're doing it, so, I've been answering those emails. But I'm sure that there'll be a number of people as we get closer that start, but we need to get the word out there, because a lot of people don't know about it.
So I asked that you guys could maybe go and do some more walking and talking and everywhere you go. I went to the bank the other day and with a chiropractor, he gave me $1,000. I just like,
I brought the flyer to the Chamber Expo earlier today,
thank you.
so. hopefully people can.
Didn't we talk about extending the discount period?
Yeah, I wanted to, oh, yes, I also would like to see if maybe we'll do a Thanksgiving, like a week before Thanksgiving special and bring it back to 30 again for a week. To just see if we can get some more lift on it.
What is registration fee now?
40.
40 for each runner?
Mhm.
Yeah, prior to.
I think that's a good
October
idea.
15th,
I make a motion to have a sale and discount the runner registration from $40 to $30, effective November 9th, like Wednesday, so it gives her time to get back and have our meeting through. I don't make it that long, I guess, but I don't want to
Well,
stop
you're saying
people.
before
We're gonna
Thanks-
do it quick though,
Yeah, because what ends up happening, if
The
you start
wait.
charging a regular price and then it drops down, everybody that paid 40, they're like, oh
Yeah,
man, I paid 40, if I know, if I know I was
yeah,
gonna
I
get it
think
for
we do
30.
it now again,
Yeah,
another one
probably.
more boost and then that's
Yeah.
it.
Can we just extend the time period now? It'd be basically the same thing.
It ended on October 14th or 15th, that was it. It's been, the discount's
It's
been
been,
gone.
it's been gone.
It's been gone
2
for
years.
almost a month.
Mm.
Or for 3 weeks.
And
yeah.
previously, what they got for the 40, the dollar, I think that was the same, the previous registration was about $40. They got a little Santa suit, which I think Larry says worth like $3 or $2, but they get a Santa suit and the medal. That was it. Right?
What, I like the idea of extending that though. I'd like to go back and revisit that. What if we didn't give it as much of a discount as,
Go back to 30 like the original
go back to
sale.
maybe $33 or something like that between now and Thanksgiving?
I mean,
Or 35,
I
because the
think we're
people that
gonna
paid
get the
40.
lift. I
Or
really
35,
believe.
or 35.
Yeah, 35.
I don't think anybody's gonna complain.
Okay, let's do 35. Yep,
Okay.
let's do it.
We need a motion.
I'm gonna make a motion to run a special from November 9th through. No, it's
No,
long,
that's
it's
long.
too
That's
long.
long.
I would say we.
A week, so the 9th to the 15th?
Yeah,
Can we also?
or just make it a solid 7 days.
Yeah, can we
Are
also?
we
extend-
doing this to entice more runners? Is that why we're doing
Wednesday
it?
to
Yes.
Tuesday.
16. Yeah.
Well,
See, people, runners,
Oh, I see what you're
if you give them a
saying.
reason to pay now, otherwise they wait to the last minute. Why pay now? The
Yeah.
raises in
Yeah,
another
pay
month.
now. I want to get that,
You gotta give them a reason, sense of
and
urgency.
it's not as much the money. I want the people to be there.
The other
It
thing
needs to
is-
be a good event. We have a band. We need to talk about the.
Right.
Yeah, we don't wanna have more
There's
band
another
members
thing,
than
Judy,
runners.
I'd like to talk about. The
Yeah.
corporate sponsorships are, I believe the 10th is over, right? How they can,
Until they can get the, well, that's another thing, because if they're gonna get anything in print, stopping at gold, so gold and platinum are the only ones gonna get on like the shirts. I gotta order the shirts next week.
can we extend that a little bit longer?
The step and repeat is, I don't think there's too many people on that. Any more print?
Mm.
That's the only print is those T-shirts really that we have to be dealing with. And the step and repeat, I don't know how many more 5,000 people I'm gonna get.
No, and logos on graphics. are-
Right, that's, you just do that.
It's really the print.
The only print is a T-shirt.
Yeah.
But what's your turnaround time?
Okay,
Getting the
Yeah, I think
t-shirts?
we're still good. So,
Can we, Judy, what I'm asking is, can we extend the time to sign up corporate sponsors for another week?
yeah, we can,
I think we can get a lot more money if we have a little more time.
all right, well then let's make the deadline the 11th. That's next Friday, 11/11.
Well, it's the 10th already,
Today's the 3rd.
but I'm saying let's extend it to like the 17th.
I can't, the T-shirts, no. No,
Where the
let's,
t-shirts coming from?
they're coming from my vendor, but I don't want to push it too hard.
It's not a quiz, it's silk screen, it's not a big deal.
Mm. I don't know, if you don't feel comfortable, go with your instinct, because if not, you'll end up with no t-shirts on you, like, kick yourself. And but,
The worst case is if your vendor can't comply with that or can't get it done with that, then we wouldn't know any sponsors to sign after that. They
You
can't.
just
put
don't get on the
t-shirts.
shirt.
But I mean, we
Well,
should
that's
let
fine
that-
too. Then
Yeah.
let's still, let's close out. I gotta close out for getting on the shirt for the 10th. Let's just do
Oh, I'm
that.
right here, we could do this, we could go ahead and we could extend it from the cutoff date now is the 10th, correct?
Mhm.
Extend
That I
it,
just arbitrarily made up, but I could change it.
extend it for a week,
So 11/17.
Yeah.
Okay.
and then if need be, we'll just have to roll back and get their name on the t-shirt, but that wouldn't be an issue. I mean, that, if that be the case, but I really don't think it should be, but if it is.
but the run is on the 10th of December, so the 17th to the 10th.
it gives us another week to go around, because up until now, up until I spoke to her yesterday, to Judy, I don't know about anybody else, but I gave it no effort. I really didn't pay much attention to it. I thought the town was out reaching out to get sponsors, and I didn't know. But now I'm excited about it. I want to do it, but with the election coming up, a lot of things finishing out at the end of the month. But just the next few days, I'm really busy and doesn't leave much time. That's why I feel with another week, I'll have more time to go out and raise more money.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm out of town, but I'll be on, you'll be able to, everybody will be able to talk to me. All right, so the sale is gonna be 11/9 to 11/15. That's gonna be $35, we said. For the And then our new deadline for sponsors is 11/17. Okay, and I'll talk to my vendor tomorrow about t-shirts and make sure that my deadline is gonna be good.
Dynasty for
What?
Dynasty.
No, it's Kyle, you guys don't know. I've known him for like 20 years. He's great. Yeah, I think that's all I have. to report.
We make a motion on that?
Motion of what?
To extend.
Oh, I make a motion to extend the deadline for sponsors to November 17th.
Well, you've done that too many times, I think. I think we should, Nicole will second the, so Judy made the motion to extend it. Nicole. And then Nicole will second it. All in favor?
Aye.
And it passed unanimously.
And also make a motion that everybody in the committee has to bring 10 runners. And at least one sponsor.
Okay, was that it then, Judy?
I think so.
Yeah, thank you so much. You really put a lot of effort into it, and you can tell. The, Jonathan, what I was gonna tell you earlier, the meeting on Saturday, you can't have more than 2 committee members together. However, the group that we detailed, Kelvin does not belong to any groups. Mr. James is on the Cultural Affairs, and Omar is on the Public Safety, and I'm on the Veterans Committee. So we're all from different committees, so we wouldn't have.
I mean, if it's just you.
Yeah, we wouldn't have more than 2 people from a given committee here. So I think that would be the way we could accomplish that within the rules. So if you have if that's okay, if you could verify if that's not violating.
I'll check, but I don't think that.
Well, I want to reach out to those guys sooner rather than later so that they can plan on being here at 2 on Saturday. And then we'll go through the list. All right, thank you very much then, Judy. And then the Veterans Committee budget, Gary is our treasurer. You guys, everybody knows that our budget was reduced this fiscal year from the 19,000 that we had asked for to 15,000. And we have a budget sheet that we have to kind of work through, just assigning dollars, which we thought was a little bit easier than it is, but I guess we'll take that up next go around. And if I'm correct, we don't have a committee meeting in December, or?
That's up to
Okay,
the-
I think maybe that's our discretion. Last year we did have one.
We need to have one before my run.
Pardon me?
We should have one before the run.
Sounds great, yeah.
Yeah, the first Thursday of the month.
Yeah,
December
the run is on Saturday, and it's actually the second Saturday, right? So we'll do the first Thursday.
And then we'll need a subcommittee next before, like, we'll meet our
Yeah.
meeting and then a sub and then do it.
Okay, and Jonathan, what is the date of that first Thursday?
That first Thursday is
The
December
second, or December 1st? Oh, okay. So the next Veterans Committee meeting will be December 1st?
Perfect.
Yeah,
What time?
at 6:30?
I was looking in past records and some of them started at
If
5:30.
everyone is available, everyone is available.
Well, I would have to check. I was just making a point of, has it always been 6:30?
I like 5:30. If you got everybody to
Well-
make it, it's great.
Well, 5:30 was difficult for people, that were commuting. to
I
other places.
saw 6 more often.
6
I'm
is
not suggesting a change. I just want to make sure that these times are okay with everybody, just in case.
I know we've talked about it and voted on it previous, that's how we ended up with the first Thursday and 6:30, but I mean, if people want to change it, we certainly can.
I was just asking if you guys had any.
All right, so Thursday, December 1st at 6:30.
Or 6, if we're gonna shoot for 6 or no? That'll-
6:30.
6:30, okay.
And yeah, availability is not an issue. I've had this in my calendar
Okay.
for a long while, it seems.
Can I pass a couple of these things out? Does anybody, I know Nicole, you have access to folks and then send these down. A couple here. I don't know how many, maybe everybody takes
Yeah, maybe,
two.
maybe American Legion.
Do you guys want this sponsored?
Okay.
We get a lot of value.
Yeah, okay. That's all we have to.
What do I do with this?
You're
It's
gonna
for
take.
me.
Well, we have veterans here, so everybody could take one, and then the ones that we have extra, I'll give to Gary, to give to the veterans. Oh, actually, I'll hold on to them and I'll pass them out at the parade.
Oh, I'm gonna send this to you. I'm gonna send this to my major general.
Yes, pardon me?
They gotta carry them around free.
Yeah, with their program and their new shirt.
Can I send this to the general, retired general?
Yeah, or keep it. Want one too?
I got some.
They're cute, yeah.
I'll send it to him.
You guys, yeah.
I went to Gigi's, they did, I went to Gigi's and I give them some, bags.
Pedro? You care for?
I got it, I went to Gigi's, like I said, and they did about like, I think it was 25. They all give me one.
Mhm.
Probably means just as much to you.
We have so much fun, they're very good. I took Renee over
Thank you, veteran.
Do you,
and this girl cooked for us.
do you all recall, I'm sure you, the, banners that were here in the corner?
Yeah.
So I haven't been able to find 3 contacts for them.
These are already.
Can I have another couple? I have some veterans at work I want to give them to,
Sure.
it's okay.
Of course.
I'm
Thank
sort of,
you.
I guess they're sort of just in limbo.
No, those
It's like
were,
multiple letters, these ones. Like,
Yeah,
some of them are, they're adorable. Last time we got these and got reading, I couldn't kill them years back. I was like, these kids are amazing.
I have contacts for 5 of those banners. I don't have
Okay.
for 3 and
all right. No, that's what,
I'll tell you.
all we're doing, they were extras. We could have just thrown them out,
Uh-huh.
but apparently, people like to hold them and hang them up in their garage or whatever.
That's what I'm
So-
saying. That's why for these 3, because I still do.
But if you get them on a sticky and give them to us, then we can take them, and the whole reason I brought them in was just for people to take them and drop them off. What?
It was helpful though, because I do have some of them registered.
Yeah, that's good. If you could please, then just give us that, and then we'll take them and individually, we'll each take one and then go knock on their door.
But then what about the ones that don't have contact information? That was one.
Yeah,
'cause I know
we
it's
can
one of
defer to
them.
Gary, depends who they are. Gary has a good list of veterans in the area.
I'd like to get a stack of these if I can.
Here. And Jonathan's gonna send everybody that 1-page sponsor, you guys can print them out.
I want to put them in shulas, it's Jim.
Yeah, that's what I was, yeah, Jim, yeah. Okay, it's been this is our busy time of the year, I guess. Goodness.
Non-stop.
Jonathan, do we have a feedback on the, no more than one person from each committee and?
Oh, that, no more than one? I mean, if it's one per, I haven't gotten an answer on that.
No, I'm
but
saying
sure.
Kelvin isn't even on a committee, so.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, I don't,
It's so sick, right?
Yeah.
How do we all go out and wash the banners down? I mean, here we are, here's a group of us.
Oh,
we're
yeah.
saying to me, we're washing banners.
Well, I guess we can't do that.
You can't wash banners?
No, we
You can't do
can't.
anything?
so
There's something wrong with that. It's
Yeah.
not- it's not-
No,
there's
no.
something wrong.
I'll be in contact with you about
Okay.
that answer.
Please, if you could do it sooner rather than later, because it's already Thursday evening,
No,
and we're talking about Saturday, meeting
Yeah.
Saturday too, so, yeah.
Do you have a preference on
Thank you.
on where
I mean,
we?
for that matter,
So we're gonna meet here on Saturday at 2.
For that matter, the parade could be considered.
And we'll need you because you have access to the spreadsheet. I'm sorry, Matt?
For that matter, if that were the parade could be considered.
Well, as long as they're not all on the same float. They can't be standing on the same float.
No.
Or in the same car.
Or a wheelchair.
All right, without further ado then, thank you, everybody. It was really,
Motion to adjourn.
that was the other thing I did. That was the other thing I used that opportunity in front of council to highlight, everything we did. And when I put it all together, I said, wow, we really have done, we've done a lot of stuff. We really have. So thank you. I mean, everybody's been so positive. It's really been a joy. And with that, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Good.
Seconded by Pedro.
Everybody second.
And the time is 8:44.
Thank you,
In
senor.
reference to the.
Yes, you will, Pedro. That's a good one. Huh? When you gotta do it like that.
Is that
I
Gigi's?
said, she's-
Yeah,
Is another one?
These guys have a sheet now.